All right. All right. Road duo. All right. Let's wait for everybody to get up on this joint. Let me just. All right. Wait for everybody to come up here on a Sunday night. Let's see everybody who don't have nothing to do with their lives. Oh man. I'm sure I get my little graphic up here. It's gonna be in this other one, right? Where's that folder I put in? This one? All right. Let me get up here and start talking about these demons blowing engines, especially when it comes to all these spark plugs and crap. All right. I think I'm the first one to leave a message in how's everybody doing. Yep, you're the first one, Limestein. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But yeah, I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow. Actually, I got a couple of good videos for this week that I got coming. One video I'm gonna have is talking about if you got a Demon 170 and you need to get your spark plugs taken care of. I got the actual star case right here to get your spark plugs gapped properly for you to take it to the dealer and get that taken care of. So that's one video that I'm gonna have. Probably gonna drop that one tomorrow because the Demon 170, that silver one, or triple nickel, that blew its engine, what, 2 weeks ago now? I was actually on vacation when it blew its engine, and so I wasn't able really to make a video about it then. But now that I'm back, I went and I talked to the Dodge's new CEO, Matt McClear, and I got that owner squared away. A lot of people don't really know that that particular Demon 170 that blew its engine, that silver one, that was one of the Matt Kate cars that I had originally helped back in January when that whole debacle happened. So the owner of that silver car is the same guy that bought the Soldier's F8 Green Demon 170, and he basically he basically unwound the deal for the F8 Green one, and he got the triple nickel car. The triple nickel car that he has right now that blew the engine, that was one that he was originally going to buy, but Matt Kate sold it for underneath him. So that's why he reached out to me quickly after his engine grenaded, just to make sure nothing shady was happening, because you just never know with Stellantis. I'm not even gonna say Dodge or put this on Tim Knissis or put this on Matt McClear. Those guys don't get involved every day when it comes to these engines blowing. So I'm just gonna say that I'm glad I was able to help him out. I reached out to the CEO on Monday, and I think like Wednesday or Thursday he got approved for a engine replacement. So I'm glad I got that resolved. And then I was given this right here for the spark plug. So if I'm actually gonna take my car in probably later this week, and I'm gonna get this right here done because I'm over 500 miles, so I'm able to go faster in my car. And I noticed that when I started doing that, I got a lot of vibrations in my car, and I kind of feel as though the engine isn't, you know, working as great as I think it should be working. So I'm like, maybe it's the spark plug issue that's going on in this star bulletin. So I'm probably gonna take my car to the dealership probably like Wednesday, Thursday this week. I'm gonna get this looked at, and I'm gonna probably get them to do an oil change, saves my oil, so I can go send it off to Blackstone to get like a reading to make sure there's nothing wrong with my engine. And then I'm going to I got some more stuff I got coming as well too this week. I'll make videos on. Hey, what's up, Greg? Have you heard about EV battery trays leaking? Let me see if I can read this all the way. Have you heard about EV battery trays leaking at Stellantis? An employee on Facebook who got laid off said they are just packing them with RTV and sending them down the line. Now, I don't know specifically what is going wrong with those EVs. I do know there's a lot of problems. I know from talking to people who actually still work there that they was having a lot of problems with all the EVs, not just a particular one. I know that the Wagoneer S is having production problems. I know the Charger Daytona EVs have production problems. I know the Ram Revs have production problems. I was told by an employee that they're going to delay the Ram Charger to later this year because they want to get the Ram Revs out first. Because I don't know why I don't see the Ram Rev selling as much as the Ram Charger will. I think the Ram Charger is a more appealing package than the Ram Rev. Because who wants to have an all electric Ram pickup truck when no one wants to buy the F-150 Lightning and Ford is pushing back on that? No one's really buying Silverados. I don't see them anywhere. I don't see the GMC Denali EV going anywhere. The Hummer EV is a disaster. I mean, I don't see any Rivians anywhere when I go places. So it's like, who wants an all electric pickup truck? It's like an oxymoron. The only hot pickup truck right now that's EV is the Cybertruck, and I'm seeing them everywhere. Like I don't see at least 7 or 8 different Cybertrucks where I've been going, right? And I haven't really seen, but maybe 1 or 2 Hummer EVs. I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 Ford Lightnings EVs. The only Silverado EVs I've seen are sitting at dealerships. Other than that, I haven't seen any on the roads. Well, good luck. It sucks that you're thinking, if you're thinking you got problems. Let's hope it is just foul plugs or something. Yeah, more like I don't think it's nothing serious. I just think it's just that my spark plugs aren't gapped properly. Moral. I mean, I love my D170. Like that's by far, like, it gives me a lot of vibes for me. Remember my Hellcat I had in 2017. I mean, I wouldn't trade my D170 for the world, but I'm not going to be. I'm not going to, overlook that my D170 has issues, right? I mean, I have issues where my performance pages do not work. I cannot use my performance pages for nothing. I know one of you guys sent me an email that has how to reset my radio. I just haven't done it yet. So I think what I'm going to do is when I take my Demon 170 in, I'm going to get an oil change. I'm going to get them to try to reset my radio to get my performance pages working. I actually took it in a few weeks ago and it never gave me an answer to why my radio wasn't working. I'm gonna have them check my alignment to make sure my alignment is fine, since I had the crazy vibrations. And then then one of my friends actually had his Hellcat stolen today. And so he was telling me when he talked to me about it that he tried to get the security update where that you can put the car in like valet mode and limit the car to like 5 miles per hour. And if somebody tries to clone your key fob, it'll just brick the car and won't let it start. He tried to get that done from a dealer. Like he tried to get it done from several dealers up there in like the Boston area. And he would tell me that none of the dealers said they knew how to do it. So I reached out to the Dodge CEO, the new one. And like I said, I think he's gonna be a great CEO for Dodge, because he actually talked to me at 6-7 o'clock at nighttime on a Sunday night, and he was basically telling me that, hey, look, I'm gonna get you this information on how to for these dealers to do this security update on these cars, and hopefully I'll have it within the next day or two. And he didn't have to respond to me on a Sunday night. So I'm gonna get that information. I'm gonna make a video about it. I'm gonna post information about it. So there will be no excuses for any dealer to tell any person to do the security update. The security update, as far as I know, is supposed to be free. So I don't want to hear any excuses by anybody Hellcat getting stolen because these dealers want to claim they have no idea how to fix this stuff. So I'm gonna have that information this week. I'm gonna have, like I said, I just shown you guys this information right here on the spark plugs, which I think is my problem right here. So I'm gonna make a video about that, probably coming tomorrow. I got another video coming tomorrow about I actually have video footage of Tim Kaniskis actually talking on camera that they did not want to go with hurricanes. They did not want to go with EVs. That if it was not for this Newsland CEO handcuffing them, they still would have offered Hemis this year. I got him on camera. So I can't say where I got the footage from, but it's great being in a position to where even though I talk about a lot of stuff on my channel that a lot of other people wouldn't necessarily want to talk about, right? Because I'm like in a unique position where I cover the stuff that people who have a very positive relationship with Stellantis can't talk about, but they want to talk about. So that's basically where I got this footage from. So, and I guess that's why literally almost all the influencers, they literally trust me to have a conversation with me about this stuff, because you wouldn't believe some of the people that I talk to that love Mopar to death, that you probably think that they would never talk to me, but they have concerns about the stuff that's going on in the background too. And I'm like a very good source of information, or, of why they're also frustrated with the direction of Stellantis. So it's just a beautiful thing that I'm in a very interesting position where I can talk to a lot of people that you guys watch that I have a pretty good relationship with. Let's see. Oh yeah, TK. Yeah, TK. I was having an issue with my Demon 170. When I took it out this weekend, you probably seen my IG footage of me going down the highway. The car was shaking pretty badly. I was just getting like excessive, like front end vibration. So it was definitely coming from the front of the car. And I don't know whether or not it's the actual tires not in alignment, or it could be from this situation right here with the spark plug. See right here, I don't have a check engine light, but I do have excessive vibration, and I kind of feel as though I have a lack of power at the top end for some odd reason. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to get this done at the dealer. So I'll just go to the next page. I shown that right there. But this right here basically tells the dealer how to gap the spark plugs properly, and if there's something wrong with the spark plug, for them to go ahead and replace the spark plug. So, I'm gonna make a video about this, and then my next video after that is gonna be the one about, I have video footage of Tim Kaniskis saying they did not want to use hurricanes or anything else. They wanted to use Hemis, but it was Carlos Tavares who basically forced them to not use the tried and true stuff. Let's see, moral ejection. I ended up doing a remote battery disconnect on my Challenger. Nothing has power unless you have the remote in my dresser drawer. Keeps the battery from being killed too. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't really worry about my Demon. Like every weekend I drive my Demon. So I think I'm up to about 700 miles in like about 2 months. So I'm getting up there in miles. So I don't really worry about it right now. Let's see, Jalen Hall. I swear I'm not getting notifications to your stream, Butter. You two playing too much. Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe I'm shadow banned for talking too much ish about Stellantis. Ouch. Yeah, that's the same thing others have reported. Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna do the video this week about this update with the spark plug, because I actually had this conversation with Tim Kaniskis back in April about the spark plugs, and he was basically telling me that you should be able to just take your car to the dealer, and the dealer will gap them properly. And this right here is the star case for people who are having issues with their spark plugs. So I'm definitely gonna get that done. And then when I was talking to you earlier, TK, about Larry's Hellcat getting stolen, I went and reached out to the Dodge CEO about this, because it's kind of alarming to me that he was telling me that these dealers don't want to read the information that Dodge put out there, that they that the security update for the cars, right? Because if Larry, or not Larry, damn, if Gary had the security update on his car, that person wouldn't be able to steal his car out of his driveway, right? If he would have had the because Gary said there was no glass in his driveway, so I'm thinking that maybe the guy either faked his key fob signal, or he said his key fob was in a Faraday pouch, so it's like he can't really grab the signal. So I'm maybe he maybe he broke the window and pushed it in and went in there and reprogrammed the car, and then but I mean, the thing is, like, if the good dude would have gotten the car and Gary had a code on the car, no one would be able to steal it. So that's what I'm going. Like, I'm gonna get this information and I'm gonna post it on here, so there'll be no excuses for anybody to tell a customer that, hey, we don't know how to do the security update from Dodge. And not Stellantis CEO, but the new CEO, Matt McClure, he said he gonna get this to me in the next day or two. Especially since it's Sunday, and he none of those guys are in office, so he gonna give me the information hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest, and I'm gonna post another video about the security update to get that done. And he said that they're gonna start to roll out some more security updates for more models, and hopefully I'm gonna work with him on that to get the information out there so people can stop getting their freaking cars stolen, because this just doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Moral adjustment is not talking ish when you're just telling the truth. Yeah, I know. But one person's truth is another person's ish, right? I mean, there are certain YouTubers that I found out this weekend that hate my guts. But I mean, hey, I'm just speaking the truth. I mean, I'm not I'm not very petty. I'm just very truthful. No pun intended, TK. The CEO, the Stellantis CEO is destroying Jeep, Ram, and Dodge. Pretty soon they will end up with Oldsmobile. They'll end up like Oldsmobile and Pontiac. Yeah, I mean, and hopefully what TK's been reporting that, if their earnings is so bad and the SEC started investigating them, hopefully Lacoste Killer will be voted out of Stellantis and we can do something big. I mean, I would love for it to be like a power play to where Knisker's left to get retired, and then next thing you know, Tavares is out it, and then Knisker's goes on top and becomes the CEO of Stellantis. That'd be like the ultimate revenge story, I guess. But then I was looking on the forums, people were saying that, hey, they was talking to Ralph Giles and Tim Kniskers, and both of them was like they wasn't going to be here when the crap hits the fan with these EVs. And I mean, I've said earlier this year in a video that I heard that Ralph Giles, he gonna retire. He's just waiting out. He's just gonna basically ride out this last year of his contract. I don't know exactly when, but I heard that Ralph Giles is gonna be retiring pretty soon. Tim Knisker got retired in the middle of nowhere, but now I know exactly why he got retired, because when I show you guys this video footage of Tim Knisker's talking about they didn't want to do this, and it was basically Tavares that made them do this, it kind of seems this is exactly why he got retired on such short notice. Oh, let's see. So even with the update, you can program the keys now. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was the update, well, not the latest Uconnect update, but it's supposed to be a security update. And the Stellantis, not Stellantis, but Matt McClure, the new Dacio, he was saying that the dealers are supposed to put this new security update in every last call car when someone buys the car, and basically show them how to use the system. But these dealers aren't doing it because it's not really a requirement. So that's why I'm gonna get the information so that you can have your car bricked when someone tries to fake the key fob, and you can put the valet code in there and limits your car to like, I think 2,000 RPM and like 5 miles per hour top speed. So hopefully I get that early this week, then everybody can start flooding the dealers to get the security update done. Let's see. Turner Jackson, with all the problems they're having with these new engines, your personal opinion, you think the Hemi will come back but different name V8? Let me see. I was told that a new crate engine was coming. And like I said, in the video I got coming this week about Tim Kniskers, he basically is in this video footage that I'm going to show you guys, where it says that these guys did not know what's going to happen with the upcoming election. What's going to happen with if one person in office, things are going to get tighter. Another person in office, things are going to get looser. And he's talking about, they changed their strategies and plans like literally every single month. So it kind of makes sense when we go talk to dealers. They're going like, 1 month Solana says this, another month Solana says that, another month Solana says this, another month Solana says that. It makes sense because now I have video proof. Kinesis says that they keep changing their plans, and the upcoming election has a big role in what they're going to do. Me personally, like I said, I asked Dodge directly, and the only thing they will admit to me that there's going to be a new crate engine. They did not tell me whether or not this new crate engine is going to be another variant of a current Hemi or going to be maybe a refresh Hemi. They didn't tell me that. Only confirmation I got was a new crate engine. And then I was talking to somebody yesterday from a very high up publication. I'll say this. I can't say exactly which publication it is. And they were telling me that Stellantis is now working on a 700 horsepower Hurricane variant to basically be a Hellcat replacement. So, and then he was telling me that the original plan of FCA was to basically use the Hurricanes to replace the standard output Hurricane to replace the RT Hemi. Then they was telling me that the high output Hurricane was supposed to replace the 392, and then they're supposed to only have Hemis in the SRT, Hellcat Red Eye, and Superstock, like a next gen version of those cars. So that's how they were going to do the Hemis going forward. But it seems as though when Carlos Tavares came in, he basically told them that you're not using the Hemi at all, period. You're only going to use electric for those top end trims. You use Hurricanes for the lower trims and electric vehicles for the high trims. Because from my understanding, they was going to get basically all these subsidies from the government to make all these electric cars. So that's why Tavares basically forced them to drop Hemis out of the entire lineup. Let's see. You're talking about the radio control module that they installed that prevents any more files from being programmed. Or yeah. So great. Yeah, there's supposed to be a module, the radio control module, that it basically bricks when someone tries to program a key. And there'll also be another, I guess, like software update where you go and put like a 4-digit code in there, and it's supposed to be like a valet mode, and it limits the car like 5 miles an hour. It's supposed to be like 2 security updates. And they only did it to like, 2021 to 2023, like Challenger and Chargers with the basically like the SRT engines. I think 392 does it, but like I said, I'll find out this week exactly what cars this software update is supposed to be at, and I'll give all you guys the documentation about that, so you can go take your car to the dealer and have just another layer of security to stop your vehicle from getting stolen. Because I mean, I done seen on the forums and like the Facebook groups so many people's like TRX is getting stolen right now, Hellcat's getting stolen right now. Like I said, my buddy got his Hellcat stolen just today, and he was telling me that he tried to get the security update done, but no dealer would do it. Let's see. Our local locksmith and car electric guy in town had his box stolen. He says all they need is your VIN, key blanks, and when 20 feet of your car. Don't need a fob to make new keys. Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't need a fob to do your keys. That's why, like, one thing is, cover up your VIN number, right? If you cover your if you cover your VIN number, but even that is like, they can always bust your window and then open your door up, and you got your VIN number right there on your door panel. So, I mean, how long does it take for them to cut a key? I mean, usually that damn machine in Lowe's, it cut a key in like what, a minute or two. So you never know. You never know, man. Let's see. Mola Jackson could have just been him blowing smoke, but it didn't seem like it. Let's see. Thanks for the response, Butter. I don't have an either update, but I got a 2021 1320. I have the Taser with the pin lock, but still probably get it done. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely want to get my Demon 170 done. That can be like another layer of security. I don't have the funds right now to get like IGLA and CompuStar installed. That's multiple thousands of dollars. I mean, and I got to try to save up several thousands of dollars to get all those demon accessories before what, September 9th, to get like the harness bar, the straps for the seat belts, the rear seat delete, the parachute kit, the parachute handle. So I gotta have several thousands of dollars to do that crap. Then you gotta have several thousands of dollars to do a PPF for the whole car. So I had a lot of dough to save, and I just spent several thousands of dollars on this freaking Z06, which I had to kind of keep off site because I don't have any garage space. So that's why you don't really see me doing really anything with the Z06. But I should have some footage of that coming this week. And then I got a few people that I know that's gonna try to find me a Z01 allocation. So fingers crossed I get a Z01, because I would love to have the best that Chevy can offer and the best that Dodge can offer. A Z01 Corvette. I have a freaking Demon 170, and hopefully sometime soon well, maybe not sometime soon because it's gonna be expensive as crap, but hopefully I get like a dark horse and do the supercharger upgrade on it and have like an 800 horsepower dark horse. So we'll see. But yeah, like I'm glad I was able to help this last owner out get his Demon 170 engine fixed. I'm glad it didn't take as long as it did the first time, because the first time that guy back in January who had his Demon 170 pop, they denied his warranty for him going like 100, and I think Tim told me he went like 103 for like blah blah seconds, and they voided his warranty because he didn't have like 100 miles on his on his car. But yeah, like I'm glad I was able to get that taken care of. So I don't know exactly when he's gonna get his engine, but he should hopefully get his engine replaced in the next couple weeks, and then hopefully this crap with these engines blowing will start to slow down. Like I said, I don't think my engine needs to be replaced, but my engine was feeling funny in my car. Because this is the first time I kind of opened my car up, but like, you know, it just felt funny. I got all this vibe. It's like I'm driving. Those Mickey Thompsons, they stick. They stick on the regular road. Like I'm just gunning it, and it's like stable. I know my my 2017 Hellcat, I gun that sucker. But nah, those Mickeys on the D170, they stick. They're not going anywhere. So I'm gunning it. The rear is planted, but then I'm going at speed, and next thing I know, that front end is like woo, 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 woo. So I don't know whether or not, like I said, it's the alignment doing that, or maybe it's the spark plugs. 'Cause like I said, in this little service bulletin, it's saying right there, excessive vibration and lack or loss of power or engine misfire. I mean, I don't have any check engine lights, but it just doesn't feel right. I mean, I've had Hellcats, I've had TRXs, and I know how a Hellcat is supposed to feel. So it just doesn't feel right with that car. Those other cars, I never had a funny feeling going up the speed. I mean, I know my 2017 Hellcat, I remember like twice I'm going to speed. The next thing I know, pop, I had like a, I think I did something and a oil sensor popped on it. And then I think it happened twice on that Hellcat in 2017. But it was only like, it did it like real early. And then I had a situation, I think I had like one issue with my TRX. I think it was the same as that thing. I think I had like an oil sensor or something like that in my TRX. Took it to the dealer, boom, fixed, boom, done. Never had a problem again. So in this car right here, 700 miles. Like I said, the only thing I can see right now is I have vibrations. So I'm hoping it's just this spark plug issue, and that's it. And I'm totally fine. That's why I'm gonna go get a oil change and save some of the oil and send it to Blackstone, just to make sure there's no metal shavings in there, just to make sure everything is fine. Oh, let's see. Jared West, Compass Star is the way to go. That's what I have installed on my 2022 Durango. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna get Compass Star and the IGLA system installed and ready to go. One. I actually had one set up. I just didn't have a chance to actually, get everything locked up together because I had a system set up for like me and the soldier get both our cars done at the same time. But the whole thing of me getting screwed with Jay Leno kind of screwed all that up. So I had an IGLA, a Compass Star for me and his car set up. I had me and him PPF set up. But the whole crap with freaking Jay Leno getting screwed out of that crap, that kind of screwed everything up. And I got to talk to the soldier and kind of figure out what's his availability probably for like maybe July. See if he has time in July for us to go to Goldberg's garage and probably do some down there in Texas with Goldberg. Let's see. Jeff Lesgard. Is that security update the one that comes on the 2023s and up? Now I could have sworn that upgrade also applied to 2022s. Let me do like a little Google search real quick. Let me do a little Google search, find an article. I know the article's on Mopar Insiders. Okay, here we go. Dodge recalls new security feature. Okay, here we go. Dodge announces 3 new theft protection measures. This is back in 2021. Let's see. Okay, enhanced security mode, key programming lockdown, and the intrusion module. The enhanced security module allows the owner to enter a 4-digit code to limit the engine output to less than 3 horsepower. And it'll be available Monday for the 2020 model year Challengers and Chargers. So 2021 and above then, okay? So there we go right there. The key programming lockdown prevents thieves from programming new keys and they'll be available for 2020 and 2021. Okay, so basically the enhanced security module is basically like the little valet mode. It's for 2021 and above. It seems like the key programming lockdown is for 2020 and above model years. After 2020 and 21 models, you handle Dodge will roll out the same software for 2015 to 2019, with a new year being added every 6 weeks. Okay, so I'm gonna actually ask the CEO about this because this right here is on Dodge Garage. So I'm gonna actually ask him because he did text me. Where's my phone at? He did text me. And like I said, well, here, you can't see his phone number, but I'll show you right here. Come on, there you go. Matt McClure, CEO. So, like I said, I have his info. But yeah, he said he will give me specifics about it and get everything together with his team. So, like I said, I'm gonna see what all they're supposed to do because this is back in 2021. So by now, they should have this software for 2015 and above. By now, I mean this was like what 3 years ago. After 2021 handle, Dot rolled the same software for 2015 and above. With a new year being added every 6 weeks. As for the intrusion module, it senses glass breakage, moving inside a vehicle and vehicle inclination. Sounded alarm if there's any changes. It will be offered for 2022 model year and standard in cars with 392 and SRT Hellcat engines and available in the V6 and 5.7 powered models. So I wonder if they're meaning right here that if it's available, that it's an additional cost for security. Now, I'm like I said, I'll probably have I'm gonna see if it's available for a phone call. I don't know if I want to text all this to him, so I'm gonna see either tomorrow or Tuesday if he can get a phone call with me and we have a conversation about this theft system that's on Dodge Garage. Some reported what fire, blah blah blah. When area is less than 2/10, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Don't care. Unfortunately, after smashing the window to gain access to the vehicle and its electrical system, thieves use a gadget to program a new key fob. Oh, and then my buddy whose Hellcat was stolen, they went to the location where the car pinged at, and they saw the device in the grass that the guy used to program a new key fob. Yes, this basically just talks about it. Let me go read some more comments. Is that a security? Yeah, I've already read that, Jeff. You notice a lot of excessive badgering, or is it daily? The end of Mopar, dark days ahead. My dealer told me that. Yeah, but like, there is only one downside to the key program and lockdown. The same process is also what the dealership uses to make new keys for a Challenger to Charger. So if you have the lockdown performed, you would no longer be able to have new keys made unless you buy a new module. The module is $160. So if you lose all of your keys, you would need to buy new keys and a new module being programmed. Dodge is aware of not being able to reprogramming your keys can prove to be a headache down the road. So when owners take their Challenger Chargers in to have this software installed via flash the system, they can also adopt to have up to two keys made at a discounted rate. And that just depends on the damn dealer. The company is committed to having a key program lockdown available by January 2022, but the brand explained that they are targeting October 2021 for the initial rollout. At first, solution will only offer for 2020 and 2021 model year vehicles. At the initial rollout, Dodge plans to release a software update approximately every 6 weeks to support additional model year. This will continue all to 2015. And then, oh, okay. So here we go right here. So by now, it should be for 2015, every single Challenger and Charger, regardless of engine. So no matter if it was a daggone V6. So that's for the key programming and lockdown for every car. The enhanced security mode, like they're going to do that for only 20. That says 2021. But yeah, I'm definitely going to find out. The intrusion model. The last new security system was developed is the intrusion module, which will be offered for 2022 model year and going to be standard on Scat Pack and SRT Hellcat models, while being optional on XXT, GT, and RT models. The intrusion model will detect a window being broken or anything moving inside the vehicle, while also incorporating an inclination sensor. If someone breaks a window, reaches in through an open window, or tries to tow the car away, the alarm is activated in a similar fashion to many popular aftermarket systems. This measure can be deactivated via the radio head unit in the event that you park the car with people inside, or if you're hauling your Challenger and Charger somewhere in a trailer. Huh. When you pair the intrusion module with a key program and lockdown, thieves will not be able to create a new key, nor would it be able to break in or tow away a Dodge Challenger or Charger without the alarm blaring. In summary, if you have a 2021 Challenger or Charger, you can upgrade to the advanced security model starting on Monday. If you have a 2020 or 2021 model, you'll be able to add a key program lockdown system as soon as October. If you own one of the cars made for 2015 to 2019, that system could be available early next year. If you buy a 2022 model, it will come with the intrusion module as either standard or optional feature. If you want tighter security right away, Mopar offers their electric vehicle tracking system, which costs $500 and offers far more elaborate tracking service than your standard Uconnect Guardian system. It cannot be disabled through Uconnect through the Uconnect system, and it includes features like geofencing, so you can monitor your vehicle's movement when someone else is driving it. This system does not prevent someone from selling your Dodge, but if it does disappear, the Mopar EVTS provides live tracking services through guide point systems. The Mopar electric vehicle tracking system isn't model specific, so you can have it installed and keep tabs on any modern vehicle. Oh, that was written by Patrick Rawl. I'm gonna send Patrick Rawl a message. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna find out from the CEO and see what all is available, because I know he did say that they was rolling it out. We continue to try and push it out. There are definitely some that don't read about it until the customer asks. It's supposed to be part of the new car delivery when a customer purchases. We can always do better, and we are working on it. Yeah, I'm about to nip that in the bud because I'm getting tired if everybody getting their car stolen. I'm gonna make sure that I put this information out there. Yeah, because this is getting kind of ridiculous at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna find out about this. I'm gonna post this week. If I gotta go and get the actual bulletin and post it on here so you can take it to the dealer, and they won't have any excuses that they don't know how to do this. This is crazy. I'm getting tired of people's cars getting stolen. And I'm gonna definitely ask them about the TRX because I know the TRX is a hot target too. I done seen at least in the past week 2 or 3 people who had told me that their TRX was stolen, broken glass and all that crap. And then well, I know some people they had their company store installed, and they were saying that they had broken glass, but they're getting pissed off at people breaking the glass trying to steal their damn cars. I mean, and it just getting ridiculous, right? I mean, you got demons blowing engines, you got Hellcats getting stolen. Next thing you know, I think I saw one Facebook post that somebody Demon 170 got stolen, and they was in the middle of stripping it. They literally stripped half the car down until they got popped. So now there's a Demon 170 sitting in like a graveyard with his engine out of the car and the whole front end off the car and stuff. It's just crazy that this is what we got to come to. But I mean, I guess with these new Dodge vehicles, right? No one's going to steal them because there's nothing appealing about them. I don't see no one stealing an inline 6 Dodge Charger next year. That's the only thing Tavares fix with Dodge. No one's going to steal hurricane powered Dodges. Oh man. But yeah, let me go to that video clip. That was just so crazy. Oh yeah. That's a wreck demon. Let me go, where is that? Oh yeah, here go right here. Here go right here. Somebody stole this Demon 170. And there goes the whole look, there go Demon 170 pieces. You see like the little yellow demon badge right there. But they tried to strip the sucker and didn't get a chance to strip it. Wild. These freaking thieves, man. Something gotta be done by these people. It's crazy. Let me see. I really can't tell. I'm trying to see whether or not they had trying to see whether they had like the rusty suspension components. And that's another thing I got with mine, right? I got the rusty suspension components that I'm kind of mad about too. When the hurricane comes out, maybe it'll reduce crime because they'll have to give them away. I mean, I don't even know if the hurricane's going to sell, to be honest with you, right? I mean, to me, driving a hurricane is going to be like driving a Honda Civic. Like, if inline 6 engines or VTEC engines were popular, we would be driving them. We don't drive Hondas. We don't drive BMWs. We drive Dodges because the V8 engine has a very visceral sound to it. So that's why I'm going like I don't see the Hurricanes being a great vehicle to drive. I mean, I don't want to say that, but I mean the cost of these cars are getting ridiculous. And like I said in my video, if I want to buy a $80,000-$90,000 inline six car, I'm gonna go buy a BMW because the BMW is gonna have way more stuff with it, right? You're gonna have a nice, powerful inline six engine that is tried and true. You're gonna have a nice interior, you have a nice exterior, and you have a nice paint job. So it's like get like a BMW M series with a V8, or not a V8, but an inline six engine there is a lot better package than this Hurricane nonsense. It's already gonna be heavy. If the Charger Daytona Scat Pack EV weighs almost 6,000 pounds, if you just take 1,000 pounds away, just from the allegedly let's just say the battery pack weighs 1,000 pounds, you're still around 4,800 pounds. You're technically heavier than a Hellcat with less power. If you're gonna put 550 horsepower in there, right? I mean, they is already in a very bad position. So I'm like, a freaking so a Tesla Model S Plaid weighs around what 4,800 pounds, like 1,000 pounds less than the Charter Daytona Scat Pack. So there is no way that even a Hurricane 700 horsepower Charger is gonna come anywhere near beating the Plaid. Even the freaking Scat Pack EV not gonna beat the Plaid, and even the Banshee, which I'm pretty sure is gonna have a tri-motor setup for it to have more power than the Scat Pack, because the Scat Pack is a dual motor car. That freaking Banshee with the tri-motor with an extra motor built into it, you probably thinking at least 6,000 pounds. So you're gonna have a 6,000 pound, maybe 1,200 horsepower SRT Banshee car that's gonna try to beat a 4,800 pound Tesla four-door car. It's not even gonna be close. There's no way that Banshee gonna be 2 seconds. Like, they're gonna have so many compromises with that daggone Banshee. There is no way that Banshee gonna be 2 seconds. No way. The Plaid's gonna destroy it. And Elon screwed up Stellantis' plans, because I guarantee you they're gonna try to make that freaking Banshee about $100,000 at least. At least $100,000. But now you can get a Plaid for like 85, somewhere around there. So they're already screwed. Then I keep getting told that the EV Scat Pack is gonna cost around $70,000. No way. Who's gonna pay Hellcat prices for a Scat Pack EV that you can't charge? Right? You're gonna have this car sitting in your house, and if you don't get a level 2 charger installed, you're gonna plug it in a regular outlet, and it's gonna take like damn near a day and a half to charge it. See, Thomas B, the main attraction to Dodge cars was the Hemi V8 engine. Inline six, no thanks. Exactly, right? I mean, there's like really no other engine that sounds like that. And I'm telling you, the greatest downfall of Dodge will be to not make a successor to that engine. I mean, if you look how embarrassing this is, right? Chevy, since the C7 Corvette, they had a V8 in the regular C7. Then it came out with a revamped engine. The C7 was at 01, and they put it for like 1 year only, and never even put it in the Camaro. Like, Chevy went and made a revamped 01 engine, put it in there for 1 year, and then the next year for the C8, they make a whole brand new engine V8 to go put in the C8 Stingray. Then they make another new variation and put in the Z06. Now they're gonna do another variation and put that into the 01. Like, they just keep revamping their engines to meet emissions, and Dodge didn't do crap. We are literally driving the same cars since 2008, and no one above Tim Knizz's pay grade thought that, hey, you know what? Let's maybe upgrade these Hemis to another generation. Even though they may not even be a Hemi anymore, let's at least make one V8 engine. But no one wanted to do that, right? I mean, it seemed like FCA's main goal was to get bought out by somebody. you literally had Sergio all up Mary Bear's draws, trying to get her to bottom out, and him trying to get the UAW to mess around with in the GM negotiations to kind of force GM to buy out FCA. Then you had FCA groveling to what was that, Greeley, and then you had them groveling to what was that, Renault. And then they try to get in there with no, they tried to merge with Nissan, but Renault said that they didn't want to merge with FCA. Then you had them try to I think it was another company that tried to merge with FCA, and then you got PSA merged with FCA, and literally the whole world is falling apart within 4 years. I read about a used Hellcat for $70K, then a new Banshee. Not even interested at all. And Greg, you know, Tim Knissis wasn't interested either, right? I mean, but you can tell that he was probably like, well, you know, if I'm forced to make a EV charger, at least I'm gonna try to make it seem as though it is like a Hemi car, right? Because if you look at all the patents that came out, they got frame shakers to shake the car like a Hemi V8 engine. They got subwoofers tied to your Alpine system to play a subwoofer soundtrack that mimics the Hemi sound coming out the back of the car to make you think that there's a engine in the car, right? They got this little software in their transmission to cut power to make you think that you're shifting gears to give you like a neck snapping shift. They did all this crap in these chargers to make you think as though that you're in a Hemi car. TK Garage, BMW is the king of the inline six. Exactly. Like, why would I spend 80, 90 grand on an inline six freaking Dodge when I can go buy a BMW and I have way more clout? I had way more clout. Just like Tim Knissis was kept saying in all his little videos, Dodge not for everybody. It wasn't for everybody, but the people who had it, we loved it because they had loud engines. They had loud V8 engines. And like I said, you keep having GM keep upgrading their V8s over time. It's like every you want to say about every 4 or 5 years, GM is coming up with a new update to a V8 engine. They are adapting with the times. You have Ford. You had the old Mustang, it had its V8. Then you got the new Mustang, got the two intakes with I think they had to put like a charcoal or something inside of the inside of their dual intakes to help, you know, get over the carbon crap. Then you have them offering a supercharger kit aftermarket so they doesn't mess with their fuel economy. And then you got Shelby coming up with this freaking monster Mustang, and then you got Ford coming out with this GTD crap. It's like everybody doing so much stuff with V8s, and we know why Dodge is not doing V8s. So, let's see. For the first 50K miles, then they king of the shop. Hey, you never know, man. At least it's good under warranty. Outside of warranty, you might want to trade that bad boy in for something else. Joe Nobody, did Racer X ever get his engine fixed? Yeah, he got his engine fixed. He got his engine swapped out. Like I said, like I was saying earlier, he got his engine swapped out literally a week after the guy who wasted January got his engine, because the guy in January, Stellantis already told him that it's gonna be maybe 90 days for him to get a replacement, like 90 to 120 days to get a long block. And literally when they first came available, he got his engine put in, and then I think that the next week Racer X blew his engine, and then the next week of that, Racer X got his new engine swapped in there. And then I had another buddy of mine whose engine was leaking. He got his engine swapped in there, I think within a week or two. And then you have that silver triple nickel Demon 170, it engine popped, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get this engine replaced in the next couple weeks. I need the rest of this to melt. But yeah, I bought the Durango for my wife to drive. It rolls about 8 to 9 miles a year, and I haven't noticed a significant battery drain. If you're storing your car a week or so at a time, electronic e-brake is a drain. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I mean, I drive my D170 once or twice a week, and I don't use no kind of brakes. Well, hell, not like Dodge gonna put an e-brake in that thing anyway. Um, but yeah, I'm just curious, and I'm gonna do a video about this. But I think a lot of these Demon 170s are popping engines because people are not following the supplement manual. And I'm telling you, like, I had a very good conversation with someone who drag races his Demon 170 every week, and everyone keep using his name, going like, "Hey, he drag races his car every day, or like every couple of days he drag races his car, and he's beating the snot of it." Well, a lot of people don't know that he followed this booklet right here and put all the miles on his car before he started drag racing, which is why his engine is not blowing. So it literally simply tells you in his book, do not drag race your engine before 1,500 miles. And I don't care what other YouTubers tells you that, hey, I heat cycled my engine, yada, yada, yada. I heat soaked my engine, blah, blah, blah. If the book doesn't tell you to drag race at 1,500 miles, don't drag race at 1,500 miles, and maybe your engine won't blow. It doesn't say anything about, oh, you got to wait 500 to 1,000 miles, put 85 in there. Like I said, I talked to Tim Knissis. I talked to other people within Dodge. None of them care when you put E85 in the D170. They just simply said, just don't track the damn car 1,500 miles. I mean, it's simple. But I mean, some people just don't understand and make things difficult. And I just want to make that clear that I hope that people read the book, because I know for a fact that Stellantis will void your warranty if you do not follow the instructions in this book. And I've had to basically, I guess you could say, ask nicely for them to overturning people's warranties because of, people tracked their vehicles before they went 1,500 miles. Like, there are people tracking their vehicles at like 2, 3, 4, 500 miles. I mean, some people went straight to the track when they picked the car up and started tracking the car, and that's not what the car is for. And when they pop their engine, it's like, what you expect? So I'm like, I'm not gonna track mine until, because like I said, there's a pretty good drag racing person that I know. He told me, don't track the sucker until you put them 1,500 miles on your car. Don't put E85 in your car until you get a spark plug check. So I'm like, I'm gonna follow his suggestion because his engine has not popped. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing. But I think with me, I'm probably gonna just get the factory spark plugs checked in my car and just run straight 93 to 1,500 miles. And then once I'm up to 1,500 miles, then I'll just get like a can or E85 here and there and dump E85 in my car, and just basically just whenever I'm feeling frisky, do E85. And then, because there's no E85 pumps where I live at, I should have asked them if I can put the freaking I'm gonna text him tomorrow. He was leaving a drag strip. I'm gonna text him tomorrow because I want to know whether I can put this fuel from Sheets in my car, because it does say what was this, flex fuel? Come on, stop looking at my face. The flex fuel does say between 51 and 83% ethanol. So I'm wondering if I can put this in my car and not hurt anything. I mean, even if it's flexing between 51 and 83% ethanol, the sensor should read it and adjust my tune accordingly. These engines are made of glass. Yeah, Steve Hannon, like, yeah. But I mean, people don't follow the directions. The directions literally states, do not track your vehicle until 1,500 miles. I mean, it's plain as day. Like I said, I don't care what any other person tells you. If the daggone book tells you don't do it, then don't do it. Oh, well, I've been doing this for 1,000 years. I've been drag racing for 500 years. I mean, boom. It's like right there. Ah, oh no, it's on that page. Do not. It's right there at the very bottom. Do not participate in track events, sporting events, or similar activities during the first 1,500 miles. Right there at the very bottom. Right. Plain as day. But people don't want to listen. They're expert racists. I mean, I'm not an expert racist, but I'm not dumb enough to pop my engine because I didn't listen to an obvious warning in the book. Oh. Obvious warning, but yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely have a video talking about that tomorrow, and then I'm definitely gonna show this star case that I popped up, and then as I was saying earlier, for guys who wasn't here earlier on in this live stream, I'm definitely going to talk about the security updates in these cars. I'm going to talk about the video footage that I have of Tim Knissis admitting that they did not want to use Hurricanes at all, period. And they didn't want to use EVs, and they're changing their plans up on a monthly basis. And it just freaking chaos behind the scenes. You know, I'm gonna ask my man, does he have the whole yeah, you know, I'm gonna ask my guy who gave me this footage, does he have like the whole conversation, especially with the other guys that was in the meeting. But I will have some pretty good footage to talk about later on this week. I'll probably drop it either Monday or Tuesday. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably drop it Monday or Tuesday. That way, you know, we'll have a lot to talk about for the rest of the week. uh, but it's probably my son that came in here to ask me for something. I need to go check on him. It is like 10 o'clock. But yeah, I'm gonna probably go ahead and start getting up out of here. I don't really see nobody really ask me questions on a Sunday. But we're gonna have some videos this week. You're gonna see me a lot this week. I definitely got a lot of things to talk about, especially with more people leaving this freaking crap. Hopefully, I'll have a video about my Z06. I'm trying to find a Z01. That's like next thing on my list. Try to find my Z01 allocation, and hopefully my buddy can find his Hellcat that just got stolen today. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm gonna be in full swing. I was on vacation, but I'm back. Let me see, what's this? Bro, what the freak is going on? They killing Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Jim Morrison also out now. Yeah, like I say, I think all those executives, I think they know that there's gonna be a lot of trouble in paradise. So I think that's why they're all leaving. I know that Ralph Giles is supposed to be leaving at the end of his contract. I don't know when that's supposed to be up. So he'll be like one of the last big wig names at Stellantis is going to be gone sometime maybe later this year or whatever. But it's not like any decision he makes is going to basically affect these freaking earnings calls they're going to have pretty soon. Let me see what else. But yeah, Jim Morrison, like I remember him talking about the 392 Wranglers and stuff. What, last year? But I mean, how many big name people are left other than like Ralph Giles, and then I think the only other big name person I know that's still there, that's like an older person that's been there for a while, is what, Mark Trussell. Then I want to say Mike Caval. He's still the head of Mopar parts. So you got Mark Trussell and Mike Caval Jr. Those are only two big wig names I still know that are there. Everybody else is basically fresh and new, right? You got the girl. What's that? Christine something. She took over Chrysler last year. Now she's over Chrysler and Ram, which I don't know why they didn't get at the mat since Tim Knissis was already the CEO of Dodge and Ram. I don't know why they get it. Oh, Christine Fuel. That's her name. I don't know why they gave it to her. I mean, honestly, she should have been like She should have been like the hell. They should have made her the CEO of freaking maybe like Jeep or something, and just make like Matt McClure at least the CEO of freaking Dodge and Chrysler. I mean, they're literally going to be made at the exact same plant. I mean, there's nothing that Chrysler's going to have that's not going to be Dodge based. So I don't understand their business strategy there, because I mean they could have just honestly made, like I said, Matt McClure CEO of Dodge, CEO of Chrysler, and I mean honestly Chrysler to me should have been like the AMG of the brand, or been like the maybe like the MSO of the brand, right? You should have just turned Chrysler into like a luxury division and redesigned the 300 to be like a more sleeker car for people who want more luxury in their Charger. But it's just crazy how they just kind of missed the boat. Because me, Dodge should have been blue collar, high horsepower, not great interiors. Chrysler should have been great interiors and great engines. Jeep should be blue collar. Hell, instead of giving Jeep back the what was that, the Wagoneer, they should have gave them basically like the Wagoneer, basically just a regular Wagoneer. That's it. And then the Grand Wagoneer, you can take that other body and give it to Ram for them to make a Ram Charger, give Ram an SUV for once, or you could have gave it to Chrysler and make Chrysler have like a great looking SUV. But it's like they just missed the boat. Like their brand identity is confusing. The thing that they don't understand is they cannot do the same things that GM does. GM has literally what, one body that underpins what the Tahoe, the Suburban, the Yukon XL, the Cadillac XL, the Yukon Denali. They got one body that underpins all those cars, but but Dodge doesn't understand, or Stellantis doesn't understand, that there's not a dealership in the country that has literally all those brands in the same dealership, right? Like you go to a Chevy dealership, a lot of times it's only a Chevy dealership. Sometimes you go to only GMC dealerships, or sometimes you go to Chevy dealerships that might have a Buick dealership and a Cadillac dealership on the side. You don't see all the different models on the same lot. So it's kind of hard for them to do anything, because all of their brands are Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They have all four of those right there on the same lot. So if someone sees a Dodge Hornet that's literally the same size as a Dodge, not a Dodge, but a Jeep Compass, they are literally the exact same size, but one of them costs $15,000 more expensive than the other one. So people are going to cheat the Jeep Compass when they can look at the window sticker and see like, oh yeah, they got literally the same engine. Yeah, this one got more range. This one got a little bit more power, but hell, I'll take the more range and it's cheaper. So who is going to basically pick a Hornet over a Jeep Compass? And maybe they would have got away with that if there's only a Dodge dealer here, or maybe just a Ram dealer there, or maybe just a Chrysler dealer here. They don't have that separation. They can't put competitors to each of their brands on the same lots and expect people to buy it. It just doesn't compute the same way that GM get around with it. GM is perfect at doing that. You go to your local Chevy dealer. You go to your local GMC dealer. That one dealership might have a Chevy dealership here, a GMC dealership there down the street, a Cadillac dealership right there beside them or whatever. They have all their brands separated. But Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, they don't. So it's just crazy how they just so confused. Like, you don't need all these different models. They need to trim the fat, get rid of some of these cars. Like, you don't need, Dodge did not need a Hornet. You have a Compass. Get rid of the Hornet. You needed a Journey. That's what you needed. You needed a Journey, or you needed a small car. That's all you needed, honestly. Oh, let's see. Oh, what's going on, OC Motivator? What's up? Should we take bets on how long Tavares will be gone? Anybody have an estimate? I mean, honestly, I think within a year. I don't see him lasting, especially he has the Italian government on him. He has everybody in the U.S. on him. Everyone's pissed off in the UAW. Everyone's pissed off from literally every union around the world. Literally every union is pissed off of him, especially with the whole thing with him playing around with people's bathrooms around the world and him not spending any billions of dollars to upkeep the plants. because you got the UAW saying that they got the roof leaking in the plants. The plants got no air conditioning, no fans, none of that crap in there, and they're working during the summertime, sitting around when they don't have parts to finish cars or finish trucks. Oh, Dodge made all the wrong decisions. Now, Thomas, it was not Dodge. It was definitely Stellantis. I mean, I know for a fact it is Stellantis. I've seen video footage from some of their investor calls. It was definitely Stellantis that screwed the pooch. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys some clips of Tim Knisset saying that it was Carlos Tavares who basically handcuffed them from having these engines in the car and forced them to go make efficiency changes that they did not want to make. No one cares about fuel economy in a Ram 1500 truck. Who cares? You don't buy a pickup truck for fuel economy. So, oh my God, the Hurricane Ram 1500 is going to be more fuel efficient. I'm like, no one cares. No one cares, man. Let me see. I'm old enough to remember when Dodge was a standalone dealership and Chrysler and Plymouth were together in a complete different dealership. Exactly, Jared West. Exactly. That's why they can't get away with the same thing that GM does. Stellantis thinks they're going to take GM's model of basically making one body style and branch it off to all the different brands. Like I said, you got one SUV body style that underpins the Tahoe, the Suburban, the Yukon, Yukon XL, Yukon Denali, Yukon Denali XL, the Cadillac, what was that, ESV. So I mean, you got like 8 different SUVs that they only got really one body that underpins like 8 SUVs. But Stellantis thinks they can do that, but they don't think that, oh yeah, you have a Chevy dealer here, a GMC dealer there, a Chevy dealer there, a Buick dealer there, a Chevy and a Cadillac dealership. Like, they don't have all 3 brands all together. Hold on, how many brands does GM got? They got Chevy, they got GMC, they got Buick, and they got Cadillac. So yeah, you got 4 brands. So you don't see 4 brands on the same lot when you go to deal with a GM dealership. They might have 1 or 2 here. Then they might have across the street. They might have a GMC dealership, or they might have one down the street, or they might have one maybe 5-10 miles away. So GM is smart by keeping their brands separated so they can get away with using the same body for multiple cars. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram don't do that. I don't think I've ever seen a Dodge only dealer. I mean, I'm not old enough to remember a Dodge only dealer. I've only remembered every dealership around here has Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Every dealership around here. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a dealership not have all 4 brands. I mean, it might be a random occurrence. I might see a Maserati dealership, or I might see an Alfa Romeo dealership. And that's only when I go to maybe Charlotte, a very big city, or I might go to Raleigh. Other than that, I never see an Alfa Romeo dealership. I never see a Maserati dealership. I mean, heck, not even all the dealerships around here carry Fiat. Like, I think one dealership right here carries a Fiat. I remember only seeing them having one Fiat convertible car, and it was kind of like I forgot what car that was. It looked like they was making like a bootleg Miata at that dealership. But that just goes to show, like, all the dealerships have those 4 brands: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. And you can't make the same body for all those cars. It's not going to work because people are going to see the cheaper version right there on the lot. Just like I say, the Hornet is a perfect example of that. The Hornet and the Jeep Compass is literally the exact same vehicle. Same engine, different tune. Same wheelbase, same fuel tank size, same storage capacity. It's literally the exact same vehicle. One starts off in the $20,000 range. The other one starts in the $5,000 range. No one's going to cross shop and pick a Hornet over a Compass. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you have what's another one? It's kind of hard to cross shop between getting a Durango and a Grand Cherokee. Like, they're literally the exact same vehicle. They was made at one point in time on the exact same line, and they're on the exact same dealership. And the only thing that had really the Durango selling a lot recently was they had 392s in them, and they had Hellcats in them. Freaking it was what Stellantis' decision to get rid of the freaking Trackhawk. So it's like they just don't make any sense. My son sent me a sticker. So they just gotta trim the fat, man. They got way too many cars. Way too many cars. It doesn't make any sense. Like Jeep is like literally Jeep is so has so many different trims. They need to get rid of them. I mean, I don't think I can even name every single car that Jeep has. You got the Compass, you got the Wrangler, the Gladiator, the Cherokee, the Grand Cherokee. And then you got what the Wagoneer, the Grand Wagoneer. They got like 7 models. Is that my son still sending me stickers? Yeah, my son sent me stickers. They got 7 models. Nobody else has 7 different models in their lineup. Well, I mean, you have what Ram has a 1500, the Classic 2500, 3500, and that's what basically about it. Then what Dodge has what the Hornet, the Charger, the Durango, and that's it. I mean, why does he keep texting me? I'm gonna turn my phone. Pretty soon you're gonna see a little short butter running in the room because I'm not answering him back. But yeah, like they need to trim the fat out of Jeep. Like Jeep shouldn't have all those different models. Like they need to get rid of like one of those maybe like the Grand Wagoneer. Get rid of that and give one of those models to Chrysler. Give Chrysler like a full size luxury SUV. Oh, see, I told you. Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Son, what you doing, son? I saw you texting me.
Then what was it?
Or was what?
Then what was the texting?
I don't know. You were texting me some stickers, kid. You interrupted my live stream, son.
Daddy.
Son. Oh. I knew Butter the baby was gonna come and hit me up. Uh oh Lord. You ready for bed, son?
No, but that was the one I was talking about. This is for you to download.
It's already been approved. You already downloaded it. Oh yeah, the Chrysler Aspen. Oh yeah, the Chrysler Aspen. Yeah, the Chrysler Aspen was good. Like I was saying, they should have.
Yeah, and if I downloaded it, where is it at?
I don't know. You got like literally one thing on.
I don't see it.
So, was that? Ain't that it right there?
No.
I thought that was it. But yeah, they could have made the Chrysler Aspen basically like a Grand Wagoneer replacement. Oh, kid, too big for this, man. We all want to see better vehicles come from the big three. I mean, Chevy's on it, right? I mean, you got the, especially car wise, you got what the C8 Stingray, you got the C8 E-Ray, C8 Z06, you got the Z8 Z01 coming out. Then maybe they're gonna have a Zora come out. Um, oh god, I think I saw an article about an electric Camaro, which I'm going like, I hope GM does not do that to the Camaro. Um, the Ford, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make another high horsepower Ford variant. Um, what Cadillac still got their sedans, um, which hopefully they'll upgrade them to keep them coming out. I mean, the only ones that's not really making good vehicles right now is Stellantis, and it's not really if I like the Hurricanes or not. They're just making them with cheap components. Like they're literally putting in there what cheap parts from overseas countries, thinking that they're the same quality as some of the more mainstream suppliers. And I mean, hell, you go watch TK's videos. He literally reporting literally all the crap going on with those suppliers. Like it just so much crap going on. And then I just saw photos from someone that's like a spy photographer. He was showing me there's a ton of Ram trucks getting towed because they just simply do not work. It is just crazy. And then you got what the Charter Daytona is getting towed because it doesn't work. It's a disaster. So it's like, but the only main problem is like they're sourcing all these cheap products. Bless you, son. They're sourcing all these cheap products, but they're not making the vehicles cheaper, right? I mean, you'll see here and there a random vehicle here and there where like that random vehicle may get a few $1,000s off, but it's like it's still way too expensive. I mean, if people are averaging what 40, $50,000 a year, you can't keep making $80,000, $90,000 cars and think people are going to just easily buy them. It just doesn't math right. So you got like what the Wagoneer SEV, that's going to be like $70,000. That's like almost double what the average person makes a year. So that's definitely not going to sell in mass. Oh, let's see. Michael Knight. What's up, Knight Rider? You don't like any Japanese cars? Um, I mean, what's the like about them, right? I mean, what are they offering right now, performance wise? I mean, the freaking the Nissan GTR, that's way too expensive. That's stupid expensive. And it's like that's really like the only car. Like, I mean, do they even still make the GTR? Let's see. Do they still even make the GTR? I just want to see. Let me see. Are they vehicles, cars? I mean, I don't even sports cars. I mean, I know the Nissan Z is a decent car, but I mean, I don't know if I could do a Nissan Z. That's like a little. Mm, I don't like that front. Tell you the truth. You gonna turn that down, Samson? All right, there we go. I don't know about Nissan Z. I don't know if I could do it. Mm, and then the GTR. I mean, other than that, I don't know. Maybe, but it's like 100. But it's like it's ridiculous. $120,000 for a 565 horsepower car doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like that's literally like Scat Pack power for double a Scat Pack. Now I know you could tune the crap out of this car, but it's like why? It's like I think they just jacked the price of the GTR so much because they know people are going to keep buying it, and they're like they just don't care if somebody buys it. Like let me go see. Let me go just search inventory. I'm gonna try California. I'm gonna try the 90210. Man, there's only what two in the area. Let me go national. Wow, national. There's only 19 Nissan GTRs. That is crazy. That is crazy. Only 19 GTRs in the whole country. Ouch. That's a nice one. Red. Solid red, all-wheel drive. You the window sticker. Dang, it's pretty good on the smog index. Oh, is my face in the way? Yeah, you got 4 and a 3. So it's not terrible in the fuel efficiency part. 3.8 liter dual overhead cam, twin turbo V6. That's why I'm going like they should have took the Pentastar. They should have took the Pentastar and basically made it to like a little Nissan GTR competitor. I mean, that would have been a good option. Take the Pentastar, do that crap. Let's see. They could have done better. Yeah, I think with the you probably talking about the was it the 3 something Z? Was it 350, 370 Z? Like my only problem is they don't really have. There's not really that many options out there. I mean, other than the Nissan Z, you got GTR. Like that's really only 2 options. I mean, really the only option for a performance car is you either got to go to, especially if you want to have a decent sized car, you got to go to what, the Cadillac for a 4-door, or you got to go to BMW or Mercedes Benz. Other than that, I mean, what else is out there, right? I mean, you just don't really have. You don't really have that many options nowadays. The market has been kind of destroyed by the governments. The government's kind of destroyed the options that we have for good performance vehicles. So I mean, what else is there? It makes perfect sense from the performance. Yeah. Man, like I know they priced this car. They definitely priced this GTR because they know people were throwing stupid power out of this car. They know this car is like under tuned, and all somebody just go tune the vehicle up, and you'll have like a car that can destroy everything. But it still doesn't sit right to me to pay $130,000 for a car that's only 550 horsepower stock. Just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that's like I can go buy literally anything from BMW. Let me look at BMW.
Daddy,
So
look at this. Look, it's not even turning night.
yeah, I see.
Yeah, we should go there one day.
Well, you want to go to Antarctic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I could buy an M4. An M4 competition, 3.4 seconds, 88K. I mean, that's like literally like a better option right there. Oh, let's see. What are your thoughts on the reset value of TRX in this few years? I mean, I think they're going to just hold. I mean, you're going to have. I mean, the only thing that's going to drive the price down is the fact that Ford is still making a Raptor R, and how long they're going to keep making a Raptor R when there's no other competitor right now, right? Random bowed out. So I think if they make the Raptor R, the TRX value is going to basically just hold because of the Raptor R. So I think they'll probably just hold where they're at. Like they might get maybe $10,000-$20,000 cheaper just because you put miles on them, but I don't see the TRX falling in value like that. I mean, at the end of the day, they only made with so many TRXs compared to like Hellcats and Red Eyes and stuff, right? So it's like I think TRX value is gonna stay solid. It's still gonna be a pretty penny for one. What muscle cars would you like to see make a return? John Hunt, I'll tell you this, like if I had to have a choice of cars to make a return, um, honestly to me, Chevy was stupid for getting rid of the Camaro. Like if they knew that the Challenger and Charger was on its last call, they should have made the Camaro for at least one more model year. I know one of the problems is for this particular year, people weren't able to get the higher spec Camaros because GM just wasn't making them. I think GM just didn't want to pay the suppliers to supply them more parts to make that car. So I mean, I know people who wanted a ZL1 Camaro but couldn't get one because the dealers never got it. So I think GM was stupid. They should have basically kept the Camaro around for at least one more year to see what kind of a sales boost it would have got during the last year of Dodge, and then make a decision from there whether, hey, look, we're going to continue the Camaro for at least another year to give people like another option to get into a V8 car, or honestly, to me, the design of the Camaro was decent, but it should have been updated. Like they got to get rid of those daggone doors that come up to your neck. Like that's the one thing. The one reason why I never buy Camaro, because I don't like sitting in a car with a door panel come up to my neck. And the only version of the Camaro that I would ever buy is a convertible. So that's why I never ever bought a Camaro. It just crazy. Um, so I think they should basically redesign a Camaro, bring it back. I would love to see, maybe since they got rid of the Malibu, I would love to see them make like a pretty much like a Challenger size Chevelle. Like that would have been awesome. Like we could have had a Chevelle, a Challenger, and maybe like a mm, Ford should have made like maybe like a bigger pony car. Maybe like a mm, well, I can't remember all the freaking Ford cars name. I know one's a Fairlane. I forgot the other big Ford car name. Not a Fairlane, or maybe like a Galaxy, something like that. Ford should make it like a bigger car, the Galaxy. Yeah, Chevelle. Yeah, like Chevelle, Challenger, and maybe the Galaxy. And then you have like your mid level pony cars where you have like the Mustang, the Camaro, Mustang Camaro, and probably like the Charger going back to like a smaller two-door car. Um, and then like one brand that I wish never gone away was Pontiac. I think it would have made sense to make like a maybe like a Trans Am or a Firebird Pontiac if they just never got rid of the brand. Like Pontiac should basically been like their like budget performance brand. So I just hate that GM got rid of Pontiac. They should have easily gotten rid of damn Buick. I don't know what they think of keeping Buick, but I guess old people need cars. But whatever. They could have just basically made cheap Cadillacs, kind of like how Mercedes Benz made like the little that little what CLA Mercedes Benz car, that little cheap piece of crap car. So freaking GM could have just basically made a cheap Buick car for Cadillac and just got rid of Buick and just kept Pontiac. Mm. It'd be crazy if Buick came out with a Grand National again with the ATS V6. Yeah, that would be a pretty good car, but they'll never do it in Buick. They'll never do that with Buick. It just the companies don't have the balls anymore to do stuff like that. They just don't have the butt. They just don't have the balls for it. But you already know, man, how GM is with the vet. Any car that could take sales away gets handicapped or axed. The Camaro got the new Alpha chassis, became a world beater, and then it gets axed. Man. I think the one thing that killed the Camaro is, like you said, they didn't want to give the Camaro any engines from the Corvette. That's one strike against it, right? To me, honestly, that engine in the ZR1 Corvette that came with 2019, they should have put that engine in the ZL1 Camaro going forward. Um, I mean, I don't really think there's too many people cross shopping between a Camaro and a Corvette. Because I mean, a lot of people can't fit in a Corvette. Like I could barely fit in a Corvette. So it's like, man, like I mean, I think I think you can say that's really the downfall of the Viper. The Viper got axed because the Challenger was so close to it in performance and actually beating in performance, but that just means you got to make the Viper a halo car and give it like the most power than the other one. But I mean, it could have worked with, like, let's say the Camaro and the Corvette, right? All really GM had to do was basically give it the same engine but detune it, right? If you got, let's say for the Z06, for example, right? If you had the Z06 engine, it's like 655 horsepower. You can put it in the Camaro and detune it like 575 or 550, whatever. Detune the engine down, and then you have a performance gap. So I mean, and then the way the Corvette looks now, people are buying it just because it's a mid-engine car. No one's really buying the Corvette because it's like a sexy car. I think they just buying it because it's basically a cheap mid-engine car. Honestly, because you got a lot more younger people buying those cars than you do older people. Ford's four-door in recent memory was the Falcon in Australia, which is a four-door Stang with a bunch of options. Yeah. I know the Falcon, but I was trying to think like a big classic Ford car that was big. Like I think the Galaxy was a big car. What that? The Gran Torino was a big car. I think there's another one that the name escapes me. I think there was another big Ford car that would make a lot of sense to go against the Challenger. Yeah, the Gran Torino. Yep. CLA 220. A lot of chicks in LA County and get those thinking they're balling. Yeah, exactly. Second love by few. You literally have that little piece of crap freaking Mercedes Benz that's cheap that people buy thinking that they're, all elevated. So instead of having freaking Buick, they could just put cheap little models from Buick inside Cadillac and had them have like a Cadillac badge on their car, and they think that they balling because they got a Caddy now, right? I mean, that makes a lot more sense than keeping Buick. But I think because Buick was like a big seller in China or whatever, that's why they kept Buick over Pontiac. But I think the Chinese would have liked being, part of Cadillac. But I think that's why they kept Buick rather than keeping Pontiac. But I mean, whatever, man. Stupid. Agree. When the Vet went mid-engine, I thought they would keep the Camaro around since they would be really different. Yeah, but like just like who said that? Yeah, just like you said, Nomad. Um, they just don't know how to keep cars together like that, right? Like Dodge don't know how to keep the Challenger and the Viper selling side by side. Chevy don't know how to keep the freaking Corvette and the Camaro selling side by side. What you can go even Ford. Ford does not know how to keep the Mustang and maybe like let's say a Thunderbird together selling side by side when they are actually hit two different audiences. But because they just think that that it's gonna rob sales, that it's gonna be bad. So I don't think that's like the big downfall. They don't know how to make those cars stand on their own. Like we should have right now maybe a mid-engine Thunderbird, a mid-engine Viper, and a mid-engine Corvette, all going against each other right there at the very top, right? That's honestly how those three should be together. And then you got your Challenger, maybe Chevelle, and maybe like a Galaxy or something like that as like the bigger muscle cars. But it's like you got the government stepping in, pissing everybody off, getting up all these incentives for them and all these like catches to the rule where they can make trucks and SUVs way more profitable than a car. Oh, we want better fuel economy, but you give all these breaks to people who make trucks and SUVs, but it's like it's like an oxymoron. Like, why don't you give these companies incentives to make cars rather than trucks and SUVs? You want to have people make these big, heavy gas guzzling vehicles more cheaper to produce, more profitable than a car that is smaller, more aerodynamic, and going to save more fuel over the long run. I'm like, these people are stupid, and we elect these idiots. They can make a Grand National. It's not a V8, so I don't see why it couldn't work. But they wouldn't think they're just dumb enough to think that people won't buy the Grand National because it's a Buick. I mean, all they really got to do is do like the Hummer EV, right? They brought the Hummer EV on the GMC, Boom, there you go, done. They can bring the Grand National under Chevy if they wanted to. I mean, I don't think anyone would cry that it's a Chevy Grand National. So, but that's just what it is. It's just kind of like, you know, with the Mustang Mach-E, these people at Ford were so paranoid that the Mach-E wasn't going to sell that they had to give it a Mustang name to think that it's going to draw people into the door to buy it. I mean, that's just how these people think now. They don't really have cool people running brands anymore. They got people who are like dummies who only. It's like God, what you call it? In sports, you got people who do what are analytics now. You got all these analytic people in these spots who's making these decisions that me and you going like, just do it. Like, come on, like, what are you waiting on? People will want this. I mean, like, they act like they can't put out like a freaking ad, like the car driver ad for Pontiac. Just put out an ad to see what kind of buzz you generate, right? I mean, I don't think anyone would be opposed to like maybe Tim Kuniskis taking over a revamped Pontiac brand, and he basically takes like y'all was saying, to like what the ATS Cadillac chassis, and boom, to make a Firebird out of that crap, boom, done, right? I mean, Pontiac only really need to make a handful of cars, but they can't really make a handful of cars because it's not profitable to make cars anymore. Like, these idiots in the government need to give these companies incentives to make cars and not trucks and SUVs. You want to save the planet, but you want to give all these tax breaks and incentives and all this backhand crap to all these huge gas guzzling vehicles that some of them, like diesels, they don't even do what was that MPG test on. So it's like they're just stupid, man. They're just stupid. Hey, but I hear GM's going to keep the Camaro around longer. No, I just saw an article where it was saying that they was going to basically make a Camaro EV. Like, the dude talking about somebody high up in GM was going like, well, I think like a $30,000 EV Camaro would work in this market. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's not going to work. No one wants a EV Camaro. No one even wanted a V8 Camaro. They think people want an EV Camaro. It doesn't make any sense. We need a new muscle car war. Like, I mean, you can't have a muscle car war anymore, John. You got the same idiots in office. And like I said, I'm gonna have this video clip of Kuniskis, and he's basically gonna say that because they don't know what's gonna be happening with this change of administration, is they don't know whether or not they can do certain things in the marketplace depending on who's in office. So I'm gonna show you guys that clip this week. I have these clips. All Dodge needs is a Viper as a Halo, a Charger 4-door, or a 2-door optional supercharger, a subcom with a turbo, or a supercharged V8 subcompact with a turbo. I had changed my plugs the first thing before I had driven it at all because I had info of them having the wrong plugs. Thanks for getting my engine approved ASAP. Oh yeah, what's good, Larry? Oh yeah, I mean, I'm glad the new CEO, he actually, came through and made sure that you got your engine replaced. But yeah, Ken, like, I just like, and I even said to Dodge, like, look, y'all had the perfect, y'all in the perfect place right now to bring the Viper back as like a rebadged Maserati MC20. You just have you can use the same car Viper tub for the MC20. The Viper will have doors to go up, and as much as I hate to say it, you can put a Hurricane engine in that freaking mid-engine Viper, and you could probably compete with like a Z06. Especially when I was hearing that they're gonna make like a 700 horsepower Hurricane variant, right? I mean, I would love for that to happen. And then I would love to see guys who would take that car with the inline six in it and do like a classic V10 swap in that car. I mean, that would be awesome. If somebody took like a brand new MC20 that was rebadged for Dodge and put a V10 in there, especially like one of those Calvo V10s, making like 2,000 horsepower, destroying everything. That would be wild. Trucks and SUVs increase the profit margin on these companies. Yeah, Motor City, like they increase the profit margin on these companies because they get incentivized from the government to make them, right? They don't get fined as much for having worse fuel economy because they are targeted on a different MPG scale than cars do. Then you have it where these companies have, oh, if a vehicle weighs over 6,000 pounds, you get a tax break on it. So they're going like, well, hell, people are going to buy it for the tax break, so let's make more of them, right? So it's like they don't even care how much trucks and SUVs weigh, as long as they make it over a certain weight. What you trying to get? What two for?
Which straw do you want? I want this one.
You want that one? You want to share? Yeah. There you go, kid. Golly. Question: with no brand bias, which big three company would you like to take over? I mean, honestly, to me, like I can't deny that as a whole. I mean, car wise, Stellantis definitely. Car wise, Dodge definitely made the better looking cars. They definitely made cars that they actually look like a retro car. SUV wise, I mean, no one can deny GM makes the best looking SUVs, right? And then truck wise, me personally, I like to look at Super Duties. So each brand or each member of the big three, they do something better than the other one. Like I said, I think Dodge has the best looking cars. I think GM has the best looking SUVs, and I think Ford has the best looking pickup trucks. And I mean, I've literally owned all three brands, so I don't have any brand bias. I've owned all three brands. I mean, I can show you. I got a Ford key, so this is a Ford key. I got my TRX key.
That what straw did you choose? The pink one or that one?
You got the orange one, kid. Let me take my. And you see right here, I got a Chevy key. So I got Chevy, I got Ford, I got Chevy, Ford. I don't know where my demon keys at. I think my demon keys in the pouch. So like I said, I've owned all three brands. There go all the big three right there. Chevy, Ford, Ram. So I love all three brands. I need to start driving this car more. This is my Z06 key. I love my Z06. My Z06 is awesome. But I mean, honestly, like I said, if I had to pick between a Z06 and my D170, that's like real tough. I would pick my D170 because that Z06 is uncomfortable as hell. Those damn chairs in that Z06, oh my god, they are so uncomfortable for somebody who has like wide hips and like it's hard to get out of that car. I mean, if there was a Viper, I would probably be a Viper person. If there was a new one, but basically like a newly redesigned one, I would definitely be a Viper person. Like I said, I think Dodge made the best looking cars. The Viper was an awesome, mean looking car. The Dodge Challenger was an awesome looking car. The Charger, even though I didn't agree with being a 4-door, was an awesome looking car. For GM, I mean the Z06 looks awesome. It looks a great looking car, especially it basically looked like a kid at Ferrari. And then that C701, I think that's like one of the most beautiful Corvettes they ever made. That car looks so mean and aggressive. Every time I watch like Street Speeds videos with that C701, that sucker is so freaking beautiful. I think that's like the greatest looking Corvette that Chevy made. That car just screams aggression. Like I said, the C801, my C8 Z06, it's a great looking car. Great looking car, but I think I prefer the C7. But the C701 is just so freaking expensive. It's just crazy. Yeah, Mark, I'm on like 5'8", but like I said, I got like wide shoulders and stuff. So, um, the Dodge going down the toilet. It's over. Pour out a little one for the homeless. Yeah, I pour a little one right here. I pour a little one right there for the homeless. So it's kind of hard for me to pick one particular brand. But like I said, if it was cars, definitely Dodge. SUVs, definitely GM. Like I drove like I drove a Tahoe, one of the new ones, like a 2024. Oh my god! I did not realize those damn Tahoes was so big. I did not realize GM made those SUVs so much bigger than anything else on the road. That sucker was so nice and comfortable. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It definitely makes you want to buy a Cadillac, an Escalade. So daggone bad now. And then Super Duties. I had a Super Duty. I loved every minute of my Super Duty. That truck was so awesome, so aggressive looking. I love my red Super Duty. I wish I still had it. Mm. Vipers are pretty tight too, but it's nice. Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing with those cars, you got to get seats that fit you. I think that's just the main thing, right? Um, the seat is just tight. It's just tight on your hips. I mean, somebody tall can probably fit in there. Um, but it just the thing is, can your width fit in the seat? It's like even this chair I'm sitting in now is wider than the Corvette seat, and this is just like a gaming chair. The Corvette seat is just literally just push on your hips, and it's like you got to kind of like lean to the side and just sit and chill. You gotta lean to the side and just sit down there and chill. Like if you got like a backside, it's kind of hard to fit in that car. I mean, that's the reason why I don't really, you're not gonna really see the Z06 like that. That's gonna be like definitely like a spur of the moment car. You need a new redesigned 70 Chevelle. Like that's why. Hey, John, that's what I'm saying. We should have had for big cars. We should have had a new Chevelle, a new Challenger, and a new like Galaxy. Some of that, and like those should have been like the three big cars from the big three. And then below that, that's where you have like maybe like a two-door Charger or a Super B or whatever they want to call the car for like a mid-level car. She had like, let's say, I'll just say Super B. She had like a Super B, a Mustang, and then a Camaro. And then if you want like a subcompact car, um, honestly, they should bring the Neon back. Bring the Neon back. Ford should bring the Focus back. And I don't know what they would call it for Chevy. But that's just what it is, man. It's crazy how these cars are dying because these idiots want to make SUVs and trucks more profitable for cars. Oh yeah, 442, yeah, yeah. But I was trying to think like of like a Chevy name, Michael Knight, because I mean 442 that's Oldsmobile, GTO that's Pontiac. If they didn't axe Pontiac like their name convention would have been fine, right? They could have had like the G4, the G6, and G8, and been done with it, right? And they could have had their Halo car be the GTO. Oh yeah, Cobalt. Yeah, that's what it was. But I mean, that wasn't really like a performance car though, right? I mean, other than that, what a Cobalt SS. Well, I mean, you could have had the Cobalt, the Avenger, and the Focus, and that'd be boom. There you go. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the 442 would make sense, but I mean, would the name make sense anymore? 442, like, what would have based the 442 off of? Yeah, Cobalt SS. Yeah, I was saying Cobalt SS. So I mean, there was plenty of options back then. That we had in the last 15 years, but they just won't do it now. Everyone's all SUV focused, right? I mean, literally every new vehicle coming out now is a truck or SUV or a crossover because they don't incentivize those vehicles. Um, Cause what you got all these new vehicles from GM coming out that's like SUVs. You got the Blazer EV. They got rid of the Bolt. They got rid of the Malibu. They got rid of the Camaro. Like they're really gonna make really only SUVs. Then that was literally the same thing that Ford said, right? That Ford got rid of all their cars. They got rid of the Taurus. They got rid of the Focus, and the Focus was like one of their next highest sellers other than Mustang. Like people, like you saw Shmee 150 going crazy over a freaking Focus over there in England. So all these companies get rid of the cars. What they got rid of the golly. Oh yeah, Chevy got rid of the Impala. So it's like everyone's dumping their cars, and I'm like, and just me, just personally, because they just literally make SUVs and trucks more profitable. It's because the government incentivizes it. I hated the SUV craze in the '90s when it started, and I still hate it. And hey, that's what I'm saying. Like it's because they made it more profitable, right? Once they got to a different scale to where these trucks and SUVs follow a different MPG scale for the fleet average than cars, it just made it easy for manufacturers to make trucks and SUVs. That's why they're all like that, right? If they took that crap away to where 6,000 pound vehicles get like a tax break, and like you have a different MPG scale, and they follow the same ones for cars, they wouldn't make cars. They wouldn't make SUVs like that. They wouldn't make them like that. This is what's going to take to get customers to return. I mean, hell, like who's going to be passionate about cars anymore, right? I mean, really, the only ones that you have. I mean, really, the only brands you had to make cars is all the foreigners, right? You got Kia to make a bunch of cars. You got Kia, you got Toyota, but they don't make cars that we as Americans really like that. They just make economy cars. But I mean, you see the Corolla or Honda, all them guys make cars and stuff. So it's like they can do it, but these are big three American brands don't want to do it. Now they're working on a four-door Mustang, man, or something similar. Well, I mean, it makes like I hope they don't call the four-door Mustang the Mustang four-door, some crap like that. Hope they call it like a Falcon or a Galaxy or something like that. Give it a different name. But I mean, it makes sense. They need. I mean, that's something I said in the video. They need a four-door Mustang-like vehicle to take the old Charger people who don't have V8s in their cars anymore. If they make it like a four-door Mustang with a V8 in it, that will definitely sell. That will capture all the Charger people, because where are they going to go? If a Charger fan wants a V8 car right now, what options they have? They got to go to BMW. So Ford making a four-door Mustang-like vehicle, it makes a lot of sense. You're going to get that Charger crowd. You're going to get that crowd of people who have a kid, who need to put a kid in the back seat, right? So it makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's something I definitely agree with. Then we had that goofy rumor that there's supposed to be like an EV four-door Corvette. That's stupid. They should just make basically a better sporty four-door Malibu, right? Just get rid of the Malibu and rebadge one of them Cadillac sedans into a Malibu. Done. Simple. Easy. Let's see. Back in '09, I almost got a G8. The car had so much room and it was perfect. Exactly. Like and Pontiac, like I said, that was a great brand. Like Pontiac, back when I got out of high school in like '03. I mean, hell, a buddy of mine had one of Pontiac Grand Prix. That car was awesome. That red one, that damn thing was an awesome car. Then you had the G6, the G8. Then you had a Solstice. We ain't talking about the Aztec, but I mean, they had some great cars back then, and people loved them. The GTO made a comeback, but it was ugly, but it made a comeback though. And see, Lincoln don't have cars anymore. That's crazy to me. Yeah, hey, exactly, child. Like, I mean, they had the Continental, which was a beautiful car, and boom, just got rid of it out of nowhere. Poof, and all they got is SUVs now. Stupid, because that's when Ford was like, we're not gonna make cars anymore. We're gonna dump all our cars but the Mustang and make number SUVs, because they make more money off SUVs because of government incentives. If we did not have the government meddling in car people's affairs, we would have a lot more balanced landscape now. But we don't, because of the government. You had the Recura seat option in Z06. I heard those are better. Yeah, Ken, I have the actual the competition seats, but they're still tight as crap. So that didn't help me out in the case. I think if anything, if the Z06 is gonna be like a road trip car, I would have to literally go and find a Recaro seat that will actually fit me, and then put a seat bracket in there and put that seat in that car. Like I'm like, I wish there was a dark horse around that had Recaros in there so I can see how they feel. Not just snatch a Recaro out of a damn dark horse and put it in a Mustang. Let's see. All the Japanese cars are small turbo cars like the Focus and the Cobalt and Neon, but they sell well. Hey, but these American brands don't want to make those kind of cars. They get outdone by the Japanese cars because they have a cheaper labor pool. Oh, you're right. I never really thought that before, but you're right. And guys like cars, chick love SUVs. Yeah, guys like cars. Like guys like impressing. I mean, what guy pulls up to impress a girl in an SUV? Guys impress chicks in cars. Hurricanes, BMWs, Chargers, Challengers. Like, who pulls up in a damn Durango to impress a girl? Right? I mean, who? I mean, hell, I never really impressed somebody in a TRX. Neon SRT should be brought back. Hey, Neon would make a great car. And like I said, I talked to Tim Knisses and he was saying that, that he wanted to bring back a cheap car that gearheads can wrench on again. That's exactly what he told me. So I don't know whether that was a hint that he was giving me that he was going to jump ship to another brand to make that kind of car or not, but we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, they're catching heat for it. Jim Fairley just backpedaled and said Ford won't ever make a SUV Mustang. Hey, right? They all these companies are SUV heavy. Like they make way more SUVs than make cars. It just to make any sense. Like I remember when Audi made a lot of cars, but now that Audi made a lot of freaking SUVs other than cars now. It's like yeah, I mean Audi's like one brand to make a lot of cars. Like all these foreign companies make cars, but American cars. But American brands. A new Chevy Bel Air and the Nomad. I don't know if a Bel Air will work in this market. Maybe if the Bel Air was like a luxury Chevy car or something like that, like a big luxury Chevy car, like a big luxury like cruiser or something like that. It would probably work. The Lexus is 500. Yeah. What was that? I know one of the Lexus cars has a V8 in there, but they never upgraded the interior out of it. So it's like a ancient car on the inside, but looks good on the outside. Can't be checking as much heat as Stellantis getting rid of the Hemis pretty much. Oh, can't be getting as much heat as Stellantis get rid of Hemis pretty much. Do you have any news on a higher power TRX? Only thing I know is that new TRX is going to be electric. Whether or not it's going to be the Ram Rev electric, where it's going to be like 1,000 horsepower, or maybe like 1,000 horsepower Ram Charger with the Pentastar as a charger, it's going to be electric something. Freaking idiots. That's all the engineer would tell me. It's gonna be electric. I don't know whether it's gonna have a generator in there for more range or gonna be full electric. Just don't know. That's gonna be the damn sure not gonna buy it. I'll tell you that. A two-door fastback Torino retro style made into a four-door hatchback. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. You can't make a Torino a four-door. That car was an iconic two-door car. I don't know if you do that as a four-door. I say maybe a Galaxy, yeah. I don't know about a Torino. Maybe a Fairlane. Maybe. Huh? Huh? You ready for Night Night, son? No. Okay. Let's see. I still like the American made the big block V8 power. Yeah, but we can't make it no more. That's the problem. And I mean, we should be in a point now to where we should have been able to make more of them, right? I mean, like I said, you if you want big power cars, you got to go to like BMW, Mercedes Benz, Audi. Oh man, I wanted the RS7 so bad at one point in time. I love that. I love the design of that car, the RS7. But you got to go to all these foreign brands to get big power cars. But Son,
What does that say?
what's what say? Superbike Live.
What else does it say?
It says go to bed, son.
It doesn't.
It says, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It says go to bed, my baby boy.
No, it doesn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. My bad, baby boy. Thoughts on the BMW M5 competition? Yeah, hey, I think it's a great car. I'd rather buy that than a freaking Charger 6-pack. I tell you that. I mean, I would never buy a non V8 Charger. I don't care what power Hurricane is in that car. I would rather take a BMW over any kind of inline six Hurricane Charger. I just don't see it. Question: do you think that Stellantis would cover up the D107 engine failures as a nothing burger? Oh yeah, that's why I'm like, I got some people who's supposed to give me some information about what was blowing with the D170 engine before they pushed it out of SEMA, because some of these engine failures, they had my spidey senses tingling. Something is going on with these engines, and I don't know exactly what it is, but my spidey senses are tingling because some of these engines that I've been involved with, I had to literally go back and forth with trying to get the replacement engines done. And then one of them was like, I know they're going to fight me on this. I know they're going to fail this. And then boom, it get magically approved. And I'm going like, something's not right here. So I got a few people looking into some things because I want to know exactly what was blowing in these engines before they actually, you know, be like, look, okay, we're going to reveal the car, blah, blah, blah. Because it just doesn't seem right that all these engines are blowing and it's like one blew because of harmonic balancer, one blew because the electrode failed in the block. One couple of them are blowing because people have been driving the snot out of them. One is gone because it won't stop leaking from the block. Something just tells me that there is something wrong with the block. Like I don't know, I don't know exactly who made the block, but something tell me there is something going wrong with these blocks because everything seems to happen to the block. The blowers aren't failing, right? The heads aren't failing. It's always something wrong with inside the block that's blowing. So someone just tell me there's something going on with these engine blocks. I don't know exactly what it is, but I got people who are going to find out what was failing in these engines before they released it. Because something just tells me that someone somewhere made a decision. Well, you know, based off 2018 Demons, a lot of these guys are not going to drag race these cars. And a lot of these guys are going to sit on these cars and try to sell them 5 to 10, 15 years later. So they'll probably like, just go ahead and release the car. And the ones that pop their engines because they're actually drag racing them, we'll just replace them. And then the rest of them, they're going to be out of warranty. And so that's going to be their fault and they're going to be on their dime. That's honestly what I think. So that's why I want to know what was failing. If there was like, you know, they was blowing the engines because there was like a variety of issues with the block. I hope that's not the case. I hope it wasn't the case that there was a lot of various issues and they're like, bump it. We'll just release the engine anyway because not everybody going to be drag racing it and we'll just replace the ones that pop on the track. So I'm saying my spider senses are tingling that something is going wrong with these blocks. I just have a feeling about it. And in Tim Knizz's own words, he was like, you know, he's like, you don't get everything right, but you're very accurate more than anybody else on YouTube when I come watch your videos. I'm like, so some has me going like, yeah, I think there's something wrong with these engines. Let's see, your son waiting to drive the 06. Yeah, he's been in it once. I need a better car seat for one that doesn't really like mess with the seats. Didn't you cover the engine failures before they released them? Oh yeah, like I know I was saying that honestly, I didn't really believe they were blowing engines. I really thought that in my particular case, I thought they was delaying them because they had to get the emissions testing. But it seems as though they really were blowing engines, and I just think they just was like bump it. People aren't gonna be drag racing these cars. The ones that do drag race them, will replace them and be done with it. And then all the rest of these fools are going to basically just let the warranty period runs out and try to flip these cars and never drive them. Because I mean, how many 2018 Demons have less than 5,000 miles on them, right? I mean, you don't see a handful of them here and there. I mean, I guarantee you, there's some dum dums who have 2018 Demons right now, still wrapped in a bubble. They probably have delivery miles that has no warranty on it, period. And then that car is basically ruined because it's been sitting there with fluids in the engine and never been moved or never been ran in like 5 years. So I'm like, some people I just don't understand. Why would you buy a car that's been sitting for 5 years, no warranty, never been driven, and you're gonna spend 150, 200, 220 on a 2018 Demon that's never been driven in 5 years? Like, that's gotta be one of the worst driving cars out there, and then you gotta spend money to get all the stuff redone on it, get it to work. Which car your son preferred, the Demon or the Z06? The Demon. There's more room in there for him to move around. The Z06 is real tight. My money is on an oiling issue. Yeah, oh man, like I'll just say that you're probably right. There is an oiling issue in there. Um, Maybe they should have went with a dry sump tank, maybe. But there's no way that Slam's gonna allow them to put like a dry sump tank in there for an engine is gonna be made for only like 3,000 units like one time. Like, something just tells me that they was forced to drop this engine at the last minute, like, because I mean, just look at D170. There's a lot of stuff they cheaped out on, right? The suspension components all rusty to hell. Like, there's stuff from the 2018 Demon that didn't make it over to the Demon 170. They didn't even put stickers on the car. They didn't even put one clamp to hold the water hole, the windshield wiper nozzles on the hood. They put one clamp on every car, right? I mean, they got like they didn't even put the Demon logo inside of the headlights. Um, it the stuff they cheaped out on. Then the interior it looked like basically like a regular Hellcat interior. There's nothing special about the Demon 170 interior to make it feel as though you're in a Demon 170. The only thing that's special is just the little badge right there, and that's it. Everything else is like regular basic Hellcat interior. Well, I mean, me personally, I wish they would have made like all the stitching, maybe make all the stitching yellow for like E85. Like, all the stitching inside D170 is white. I wish they would have probably made it yellow and probably made like the uh the odometers and stuff, instead of making them red, make them yellow. I wish they would have been like yellow to kind of like be all like the thing, because even the calipers has like yellow SRTs in there. And I wish when you went in the inside, all the stitching was yellow to match the yellow eye in the actual Demon 170 logo. Um, I just wish they made it stand out the way someone look at the interior, be like, oh damn, that's Demon. Oh damn, I got yellow stitching in it. Wow, that would have been cool. Cause like, the TRX final, not the final, but the TRX special editions. All the special editions had little special little tidbits in them, right? Yeah, one special edition had like orange stitching. One special edition had like blue stitching. One special edition have God, what's the other one? Um, I forgot all the colors, but all those different TRX special editions had different colors to them. And then one of those TRX special editions, the carbon had like a little different color to them, right? And then they had like the badge on the center console and stuff, with like your VIN number and all that stuff on there, right? So it's like they treated the TRX with a lot more respect than they did the Demon 170. The TRX interior is leagues and bounds above the Ram Limited interior, the Laramie interior, the Longhorn interior. That interior is way better than any other Ram truck. But then on the Demon 170, they don't give the Demon 170 the same respect to make it leagues and bounds above other Hellcats, Red Outs, whatever, right? Like, even like, let's say the light, the SRT light on the airbag. I wish that was yellow. I wish they would have made the car inside theme yellow. I mean, yellow would have went with literally every color, right? Like, and it would like not like it would have been all yellow. I'm saying, just saying the stitching would have been yellow, the gauge cluster yellow. Maybe put like some little yellow highlights in the carbon and stuff. Just make it special, make it special looking. I mean, the Alcantara headliner and stuff, that's all cute and everything. I wish like the floor mats said demon on them, like the same demon script that's on the air conditioning vent. I wish it said demon script on the actual floor mats. I don't want to say SRT on there because there's no SRT badges anywhere on the car other than the steering wheel and just the floor mats. There's no SRT logos anywhere. So I just wish they would have been consistent and give me more consistent badging. Like, I mean, even on like the little blacked out Dodge script, I wish it would have made a demon script on the back of it. So someone's behind me, they know this is a demon. So it just clear to me they kind of like cheaped out on making the car special. They just kind of rush at the end. Cause I mean, look at if you look at all the TRX special editions, all of them are very different from every other TRX that came out there. The red flag for me was a mile per hour. Hey, I said the same thing to Tim Knisses. I was like, look, I don't know why you guys didn't maybe put those Mickey Thompsons in another demon crate. And or like let's say that the Mickey Thompsons come on the car standard. Why not give us a demon crate that had like street tires, or not even street tires? Why not give us a demon crate that had the Wilson tires from the 2018 Demon for us to put on the car and had an unlocked race ECU on there? That way we can go 200 miles an hour if we wanted to on the same exact wheel and tire package on the 2018 Demon. I mean, that would have been simple. Let's see. Hopefully, Slange will sell off Dodge to someone who can do this company justice so it doesn't just disappear. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think what they'll do is they'll sell off Dodge and Chrysler, but it'll probably be. I mean, I don't know how Dodge even lasts 3 years. I give it 3 years. Hornet's never going to sell right. Durango, I think people are going to just buy the Grand Cherokee over the Durango. Charger, I don't see people buying inline six. I don't see dudes doing takeovers in inline six Hurricane Chargers. I just don't see it. EV Charger, I think it's gonna be a disaster. I don't think no one's gonna buy scat packs. I think it's gonna be a fail. I don't see Dodge lasting maybe 3 years. I just don't see it. When you do drive your D170, are you afraid of getting stolen? Oh, Micah Knight, I'll tell you this. I don't leave my D170 nowhere. If I do leave my D170 somewhere, it's only for a couple minutes. And then I'm right back in the car. Right? I mean, everywhere I've driven my car, I literally drive my car somewhere. It's always in my sight. If it's out of my sight, it's out of my sight for only like a couple minutes. Jump back in the car, drive back home, and I make sure nobody's following me. So I'm like literally dead paranoid that someone's gonna steal my D170. I'm so paranoid about that crap. Yeah, 170 but goes 140. Hey, whoa, Vicious. It's 149. Put some respect on that extra 9 miles per hour. 149. But yeah, I told Tim this is I don't know why you guys didn't put like a street tire package together in a crate for someone to buy, right? And make it $1, right? Because I mean, he told me that it was not a cost thing. The reason why they didn't make a crate for the D170, I think he told me the reason why they didn't make a D170 crate was because it would have been a pain for collectors because so many people separated the 2018 cars from the crate. I mean, there's like people who are popping up by the woodwork now. Hey, I got this crate for sale for $7,000. Blah blah blah. I got this crate for sale. Blah blah blah. I mean, I saw a place that had like 5 Demon, 2018 Demon crates for sale, and they don't have none of the cars. So it's just, I understand why he didn't want to put the crate with the 2023 Demon 170 because he knew people would flip those cars and never send the crate along with the car. But to me, honestly, that's a problem that people who had 2018 Demon, they should never bought the car if the car didn't have a crate. I'm like, oh, like you want to sell me the 2018 car, you taking about $40,000-$50,000 less because you don't have the crate with the car. I would have, like that's what it should have been. It should have been like, look, do not buy this car without the crate, and only buy the cars with the crate. That would have been like, you know, hey, look, that would be like the golden rule. Do not buy these cars without the crate. I don't think but a handful of cars were ordered without crates. And honestly, Dodge could have cashed in. They could have been making replacement crates for those 2018 cars and making some bank off of it, right? Because all they got to do is get some generic snap-on freaking tools, get a Demon badge branded on it, throw it in like a box somebody puts together, and ship somebody off a freaking crate. I mean, how hard is that? Dodge could be making bank. They could be making, hey, for $10,000, we'll give you a crate with some with two skinny wheels in there, some rebranded snap-on tools, and boom, done. That's it. There you go, your crate, $10,000. People would have bought it because people would have bought the crate to go along with the car to bring the car value back up. Let's see. The big three can learn something here. Well, I don't think they learn. I don't think they can learn is stop thinking the government's going to bail you out. They ain't going to have it too much longer. Oh, the government going to keep giving us subsidies for all these EVs and stuff. Not really. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Airtape? Stellantis just wanted the Jeep division. Hey, Ron, yeah, that's basically what I heard. I heard that Stellantis really only wanted, I think Jeep and Ram. That's all they wanted, but they wasn't trying to branch off. So you can see that's basically what they wanted. Jeep got the most vehicles added to their brand, and Ram's the second most vehicles, and then Dodge got the next most, and then Chrysler only got like one so far. Demon Dodge was bragging about how good the Hornet is. Hey, Burner. I'll tell you this, Burner. I like the Hornet too, but I even said to Tim Knisses and the new CEO, it's way too expensive. Like even their whole little lease plan, is still doesn't make sense. The car is way too expensive. Like the car is at least $15,000 way too expensive across the board. I mean, I like I said, I liked it. I drove it for like. I had more seat time than anybody has. I drove that car, the Hornet, for almost 4 weeks. I was daily driving that thing literally every single day. Other than the one glitch I had with the EV system that for like 2 days, I never had another glitch out of that car. And it was solid for me. I was taking my son to and from school, barely used any gas because I was using the little EV range the whole time. What you call it mode, the sport mode button, that's probably the most funnest thing in the car. Like you're literally like doing stuff. I mean, you're not going to win races with it, but it was a pretty snappy, responsive car. So I like the Hornet, but I'm not going to tell you go grab one when I think the damn thing costs $15,000 more expensive. And then me, honestly, I would not buy a Hornet RT. I will buy like a GLH Hornet because I know the GLH Hornet's gonna have more horsepower than the RT, and I think it's gonna weigh less, and it's gonna have like a more sporty look to it. So if anything, I think the GLH is gonna be a better Hornet, but it just depends on how much you're gonna charge for it. It's still way too much. Vicious people. Oh yeah, yep, 149, man. I'm just saying, man. You got to give me my 9. You got to give me my 9 miles per hour. That's different between me getting smoked by hell, pretty much everything. Hell, literally every other thing goes over 149. A scat pack will smoke me on the highway. Let's see, my friend purchased a 2025 Ram 15 pickup truck last month with a new twin turbo 6-cylinder engine in it, and it started to knock and lost all oil pressure and blew up. Eric, I'm just gonna say, man, why do you think I hate hurricanes? I had engineers telling me that engine is damn crap and to buy a Hemi, which is why I always in my videos I never say I like the engine. When I got engineers who worked there telling me buy a Hemi over this engine, I'm gonna trust them, right? I'm also gonna trust the fact that they pulled that freaking vehicle. They put not a vehicle, but they pulled the Hurricane engines from grudge matches last year at Roadkill Nights. They pulled that engine, and then next we know, so that was last year. It's not gonna be in a Charger this year. We gotta wait next year. So they pulled the engine, and we gotta wait 2 years for it to be inside of a car. And then I was talking to some people who gonna be in this year's grudge match with it, and they're waiting on their shipments of Hurricanes. And it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do with their Hurricanes. 'Cause it's gonna be the first taste that we see a Hurricane inside of a car. And so I'm gonna freaking laugh. Oh, I'm gonna laugh. Like even my UAW buddies in the plant talking about those Hurricane engines. They had them damn things running in the plant. The plant sounds so damn funny as crap because they don't have any more Hemis running in the plant. They said them damn things sound like freaking lawnmowers running around the plant. Oh god, it's gonna be so hilarious. The Honda GLA show car was $58,000. Hey, Motor City, like even then, that GLH show car, about $10,000 more expensive should be. It should be no more than $50,000. Because I mean, you can get what was that, a GTI Golf or something like that? Let me see, Volkswagen. Let's see, models. SUVs, sedans. Oh look, Golf R, $45,000. So honestly, GH should be right there in the same ballpark. Like I don't even know how much horsepower it's supposed to be, but if this right here is $45,000, a GLH Hornet should probably be no more than 50. Oh, hey, what's up, faithful servant? I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, brother. How's your demon doing? Sounds like lots of issues to be addressed. Maybe don't drive it until spark plugs are changed to prevent damage. I finally located a demon 170 for myself. Hey, faithful, like, hey, that's what I tell people. Wait, the dealers are going to start dropping these prices down like crazy, and now you've seen them like five to $10,000 over. Like my buddy done picked up like 2 or 3 of them at 10K over. So it's like he basically spent 10K over to buy 3, so 30K over for 3 Demon 170s compared to like if he would have bought them like what 2-3 months ago with like $30,000. So he basically spent $30,000 on 3 demons compared to $90,000 on 3 demons. Oh, let's see. So my demon, like I was saying earlier, my demon is pretty much I'm having like vibration issues in mine. So I'm thinking that I need to get my spark plugs checked and get my alignment checked and make sure the balance on my front wheels are checked. I think I'd be good. Then, like I said, I'm not gonna do any tracking, even though going on a drag show until I get 1,500 miles. I'm not gonna go through this whole BS. I heat soaked my engine. I'm a drag racer for the last 50 years. Yada yada yada. I won so many races. Blah blah blah. I don't care. I'm not gonna. If this book says don't do it to 1,500 miles, I'm not gonna take advantage of my role as an influencer and go do it at like 300-400 miles and blow my engine and be like, oh my god, I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna go do that crap, and then 1,500 miles, I'm definitely gonna change spark plugs and start running E85 in my car. Oh, the Golf Type R. Yep, it's right down the screen. Let's see. Imagine the Hurricane engine turns out to be a super insane LMNO over 1,000 craziness. That would be so funny. Hey, underground reptiles. I will say this. Like I said, I have engineers who work there telling me that these engines are tiny, overstressed, and wait for the fireworks. Just saying. Just saying. And they'll never put 1,000 horsepower Hurricane inside of a car, because that car will probably beat the slowest EV that they have in a roster. And these companies do not want to have any gasoline cars beat EV cars. So I guarantee you that Hurricane 6-pack is going to be in the 6-pack Charger. It's not going to be faster than the EV RT Charger. It's not going to be faster. They would never allow that. Like what sense would it make to make an EV RT that's gonna be more expensive get beat by a Hurricane with 550 horsepower? They're not gonna allow it. They're not gonna allow you to tune that engine, because I know for one thing they're gonna put cheap transmissions in the car. I've already seen it with the TRX mules. They put the same exact engine from the old Ram 1500s in that truck and in that car. They're gonna put those engines. They're gonna put those transmissions in there that can't go over, I think, 525, 550 horsepower or 550 pounds of torque, whatever. Those transmissions are limited, so they're not gonna allow you to tune it. And even you do tune it and void your warranty on an untested engine, those transmissions are gonna pop. So you're either gonna pop your engine, like Eric Tate just said, or you're gonna freaking pop your transmission. Just saying. Dodge Land is having major problems with the new twin turbo Hurricane 6-cylinder with oil pump failure and snapping crankshafts in half. It is not good. Like I said, Eric, they got a tiny engine that's pushing 20 some pounds of boost in a big heavy vehicle. So it's going to fail. Right? We're all ha and kikiing now with some of these influencers who are test driving these vehicles, some of which they won't report some of the issues with their vehicles because they don't want to piss off Stellantis so they can get more test vehicles. But you don't have to listen to me. You're going to find people who have issues with them. I mean, heck, I can show you a photo right now of dozens of these trucks towed to another location that don't work. And these trucks don't crank. But hey, you ain't gonna believe me. It's gonna start picking up, because especially when they keep sourcing these parts from these cheap countries. Just because you buy the same part from India or Mexico or Brazil, something like that, they don't mean it's the same quality part. People use cheap components in those countries. They don't really have award-winning vehicles over there in those countries. So, those BMW front ends, though. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, what was that? What the M5 got them big crazy kidney grills? So I mean, they're not exactly the most cutest things on the road. They're a little hideous, but I mean, what other choice you got? You either gonna get like a very classy looking vehicle, or you're gonna have a watered down Charger that's not fast. I only seen 4 Hornet drive between LA County and Orange County since it was released. I'm surprised you've seen 4. I've only seen, other than the one I drove on the road, I've only ever seen 2 Hornets. And I traveled to a lot of cities. I only seen a blue Hornet, a black Hornet, and I saw someone driving a blue Tonale. So technically I seen 3 in and I don't went everywhere this year. I don't worked in New York. I don't worked in Connecticut. I don't worked in Chicago. I've worked in DC. I've worked in Atlanta. I don't went to Texas. Have I been anywhere else this year working? But you get my point. I've been to several states, and I have not seen but 3 Hornets in several states. Oh, get the gearheads in charge. That's basically what they need to happen. Wow, those new engines are only spin up to the standard output 5,800 RPM and 6,100 RPM. Hey, like I said, the more you look into a child, like I said in one of my old videos, these Hurricanes are wooing soccer moms in the Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer. And it just so happens that the Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer are some of the most bought back vehicles in America with the most glitches. Like I said, you don't even have to take my word for it. Go look on Auto Trader and go look for used Grand Wagoneers and start scrolling through the daggone the listing. You see buyback, 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 buyback. The one common thing they all have is they are hurricanes. Some of them are 6.4s. I'm not gonna lie, but it's because the software in these suckers are crap. So, let's see. Send it back and get a red eye or the demon. Hey, I already got a demon. I'm gonna send my demon back for another demon. Someone needs to do some ritual and bring back the Dodge brothers. Might be the end. That's crazy with Dodge and their counterparts, with most of their good ones being extinct for years. Yeah. If they want to survive, they're going to have to bring back the V8 engine. Yep, that's the only way they can do it. As I told Matt McClear his first day in office. I was like, look, you got Sarah Carlos, you got to give you some fun vehicles, or y'all done. And he gave me a thumbs up for the message. They could have revised the 5.7 to meet whatever dumb standards, or added turbos to it to make a smaller V8 twin turbo, like so many brands are doing. Underground Reptiles, that's the same thing I said in the video. They should have took a 5.7. All the technology they put into that freaking Hurricane, they should have put it into a revamped 5.7 V8. Make one 5.7 for a naturally aspirated setup, a turbocharger setup, and a hybrid setup. One engine, 3 setups, done. You basically will have like let's say a 5.7 setup, right? You can have it in a naturally aspirated, that could be a scat pack. The next one will be turbo, you can make that a Hellcat. Then you got a hybrid, you can make that like, I'm gonna say in a video coming this week, you can make that like a blue eye. Instead of making a red eye with a demon possessed engine, you can make a blue eye where you have a electric possessed freaking Hellcat, right? Make a blue eye. And I think no one would be too opposed to having like an all-wheel drive hybrid 5.7 V8 that makes like 1,000 horsepower, right? It'd be kind of like a play on the E-Ray, but like 1,000 horsepower. I think that would work. I've seen more Tenalis than Hornets. Like I said, I've only seen one Tenali driving. Let's see. I meant aftermarket tuning, but if they can't even with the last OEM numbers, then yeah. But yeah, I've been said that they should have got rid of all their other V8s, get rid of every other V8, keep the 5.7, revamp the 5.7 because you can use the revamped 5.7 in the Ram 1500s, and then put a turbocharger on there, and you can throw that in like a TRX. Put a turbocharger in there. You can basically throw that into like an HD RAM, right? Then make one other system that's basically like a turbo hybrid, make like 1,000 horsepower, and you can literally throw that into what a blue eye Hellcat. You can throw that into a TRX, right? You can make the RHO like a turbocharged 5.7. Make that like a RHO, and then make the TRX like a blue eye powered TRX. I mean, it would make a lot more sense. And give the Scat Pack guys a naturally aspirated revamped 5.7, right? There's no way they can tell me they can't make a 500 horsepower 5.7 liter Hemi, right? Ford can make a 5 liter 500 horsepower engine, and you telling me the geniuses of Dodge can't make a 5.7 500 horsepower? If anything, with an extra 0.7 liters, they should be able to make the engine 550 horsepower. But if you tell me these geniuses at Dodge, engineers at Dodge, can't take a 5.7 when Ford can take a 5 liter and make 500 horsepower naturally aspirated, they can't make 550, 525? I'm like, something's going wrong here. Like, it doesn't make sense. So it was already mind-boggling to me with the 5.7. I'm going like, why does 5.7 does not have more power? They literally have an ancient block that they never upgraded. And I think the 5.7 would have been just take that one engine. That's all you needed. That's basically what GM does. They have literally one block that they modify into these different variants. Because you got one V8 engine that's going, you got one variant going into the Stingray. Got another variant of that engine going into a Z06. Then you got another variant of the engine going to the Z01. You get all these different variants, but they're based off the same block. So it's like Dodge is, or I guess FCA is the only one that's like backwards stupid. Yeah, they got one block for 5.7, one block for a 6.4, then another block for the 6.2. You got 3 different blocks, and you're getting fined for all 3 blocks, rather than getting rid of 2 of them and focus on one. I mean, you could have revamped the Pentastar and revamped the 5.7. The Pentastar could have been like your 3 to 400 horsepower engine, revamp that with a turbo, and then your 5.7, revamp that from 500 to 1,000 horsepower. Done. What do you need a Hurricane for? You don't need one. Why try to step into BMW territory and make an inline 6 engine? That's not your bread and butter. No one wants an inline engine, or they would have been driving BMWs. So it's just crazy who makes the decisions here. Like, I mean, that just, and it's just me making this suggestion. Like, that's so simple and straightforward. A 5.7 and a Pentastar. That's all you needed. That's all you needed, because that was literally the engine that they was using in Ram. A 5.7 and a Pentastar. Revamp the 2 engines, because those 2 engines go into your bread and butter brand that literally carries all the brands. Ram carries all the brands because they make so much money, so much profit off the Ram trucks. You go to Jeep, I mean, they are, people don't really care about what engines in the Jeeps like that. I mean, they already have like them GSC engines is in the Wrangler and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine like a 700 horsepower Wrangler 392? Like, that would be insane. Could you imagine like a 1,000 horsepower Trackhawk with a 5.7 in there? You didn't even have to really modify the platform like that. But you know, they would never do that. And then, like I said, the Blue Eye, I mean, hell, you could, like, even they don't put that into a Challenger for say, right? You can make a Viper with a 5.7 with the hybrid system and put it in the Viper. And on the Viper, it will be the only 1,000 horsepower car, and the only thing below, and the only thing that the next closest car to the Viper would be like a 700 horsepower Challenger and Charger. I mean, that would be crazy right there. That's how you build like that, like that separation right there. Give about 200-300 horsepower separation. Maybe, you know, maybe year 2, year 3, make a 800 horsepower variant. Get them closer, but not that close. Still keep the Viper like 1,000 horsepower, and then maybe step up to 800 horsepower. As long as you make the next gen car slightly faster than the older Hellcat platform, you're good. You're gonna be good anyway, because it's gonna be lighter. It's gonna be lighter package than having a heavy 6.2, 6.4. Time to go to Ford. Hey, I mean, I ordered a Dark Horse last year, and I have no idea where it's at. I wanted to go get a Dark Horse, and then I want to get the supercharger kit and throw a supercharger kit on there to have an 800 horsepower Dark Horse. But I gotta make a lot more YouTube videos to be able to afford a Dark Horse, a Demon, and a Z06. And then I need to have a pickup truck to tow them daggone things so I can go to events. So I gotta make way more YouTube videos. Let's see. Dodge's main weakness for so many years has been weight. The old school Dodge body was a big engine, was lethal. They didn't weigh much better. Yeah, just like with this new Charger Daytona, there's so much freaking weight in it. It weighs almost 6,000 pounds, and it gets destroyed by the Model 3 Performance. That's like $15,000 cheaper than it. Like, I don't know how they're so crazy. They made a 6,000 pound Charger. I mean, if they would have made it 5,000 pounds, like on the dot, okay, maybe you got a chance. Like 5,800 pounds, they are crazy. They can't, like, they still cannot engineer a lighter car. They definitely could have shown the 5.7 Hemi V8 some more love, missed opportunity. Like I said, 5.7 Pentastar, revamp both those engines, done. Carry 2 engines, that's it, right? Then Jeep can have their little GSC engine platform where they got the little 4-cylinder or whatever for their 4xe system. Done. So you really just have 5.7 Pentastar GSC 4. That's it. Done. Done. That's it. 3 engines, and 2 of them technically be fuel efficient. Bring up your fuel economy. Dodge showed us a 440 horsepower 5.7 with all-wheel drive in the 2015 Charger GT show car. They shouldn't have eased been to make final horsepower. I mean, they should have basically refined that all-wheel drive system and put it in the Hellcat. And I think that was one of their projects they was going to do, but COVID happened. So, like I said, what they could have did was, hey, look, we're going to bring an all-wheel drive system for the next-gen cars to work in a Hellcat platform or work in a revamped 5.7. That way they have more room to actually integrate the all-wheel drive system. Done. Right? Like they can have a 600 horsepower Hellcat that's faster than a red eye just because it has all-wheel drive on it. Done. Like done. Let's see. The Pentastar was originally to have a turbo option possibility for the European side of the business. They should have put a turbo on the Pentastar. I mean, literally every fuel efficient car has a turbo on there. We're in a turbo age to get around fuel efficiency. Let's see. They should have put that elephant motor in some cars before they switched over. That would have been dope. They were on the line with the new laws coming up in time. Well, I mean, as far as I know, Reptile, I don't think they could have got it to pass. Even getting this 6.2, like that's why they had to take the 6.2 liter engine and basically beef it up to survive over 1,000 horsepower. Like they couldn't get the 426 to allegedly pass, right? So that's why they basically just renamed the 6.2 with the Hellfant blower on there as a Hellefant. That way they can say that it was a Hellefant in the car. So technically they did put a Hellefant in the Demon 170. They just didn't market it like that because I kind of think they were trying to sneak one over on the EPA because EPA probably was like, nah, you're not putting that kind of engine in this car. So, I mean, honestly, I think if they would have just made like a naturally aspirated 426, like the one they got canceled, I think they could have got it to pass and then just like Ford, put the blower on there aftermarket and boom, there you go. The government couldn't say anything to them. Oh, let's see. Butter. What's up, Bojangles? So older demons are better than the new demons, just like the Bible, I guess. Hey, honestly, I think the older demon is a all around better car than the new Demon 170. Just from literally every person I talked to who has both cars, they said the 2018 car was an all around better car. All around better car. They all agreed that on the drag strip, the Demon 170 would destroy the 2018 car, but all around car, like if you had to have one car to fit the bill between the 2018 Demon and Demon 170, they would pick the 2018 Demon because it's a jack of all trades. Demon 170, I mean, you could drive it on the street, but the problem with Demon 170 street is you can't drive in rain. And I don't think you really had that problem with the 2018 Demon. You can't drive in rain. Like, I literally was washing my car, had water on the pavement, and I'm slipping. Like, I'm just trying to move the car while the ground has got enough water from a water hose on the ground, and I'm slipping. Like, it's crazy. Like the cubic inch engine wars begin. Let the cubic inch. I don't know, man. I don't know, John. Like they're literally going back to the point where they are going to 2 liters, 3 liters. Like they're literally jumping liters down. Like, here we go, 3-liter Hurricane. Well, the Pentastar 3.5 liters. So everything's going 3-liter. And I guess they're doing that crap. So these other countries that have like a cubic inch or whatever freaking laws, whatever, they can import those cars easily in those countries without any issues. 3-liter, whatever. But I mean, hell, like if they want to be so global, just throw the Hurricane in like the other countries and just get them their little Hurricanes and leave us our Pentastars and V8s. Leave us alone. The Pentastar was developed to have 2 turbo options, 330 and 420 horsepower. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. The Pentastar would have been a great option to have. A 400 horsepower Pentastar that could be in your RT, and then you can have like I said, 300 horsepower Pentastar for your XXT, GT, whatever. And then you can have a revamp 5.7, 500 horsepower. Then another variant is like 650, and then another hybrid variant is like 800 to 1,000 horsepower. Easy, easy, simple. But they just didn't want to do it. Let's see. They skipped what the other brands. They skipped what the other brands did before full electric, which was some type of hybrid. Why no Hemi hybrid or thoughts on one? I mean, as far as I know from talking to people, COVID really messed them up. I think COVID kind of delayed their plans to make a system, and then they got bought out, and then plans were changed. Um, because I remember there was a clip on Jay Leno's Garage where back in like 2018 when the first red eye popped out, Dodge was already saying that they was working on another drag monster car because Demon had already came out. Now the red eye's coming out, and so there was one of the guys from Dodge. I think he was like an engineer or something. He said they was already working on like a 8-second Demon, or no, not 8-second Demon, but 8-second car. And so I think then back in 2018, they was already working on the car. And then you had COVID happen that took like 2-3 years off the development cycle. So they was like, it's still gonna take a while to develop the system. And then you have them getting bought out. And then the CEO was like, nah, you're not doing that crap. So they're probably like at the last minute, let's just beef up the 6.2, throw it in the car, call it a Demon, and call it a day. I mean, that's literally what it seems like. What's up, son? You ready to go night-night? You sure? You look, you ready to go night-night. It's like 12 o'clock. You look sleepy, son. Let me go night-night? You want me to lay down with you? We'll go night-night in a second, okay? No? Oh, man. You go night-night, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's what I think basically what happened. I think they got delayed by COVID. It kind of screwed them up, and then they just had to basically just throw the D170 together at the last minute. Cause it kind of seems that's what they did with the D170. They just, oh, okay, yeah, let's just beef this up. Let's just beef this engine up. Let's beef this diff up, and then we'll put some Mickey Thompson in the car, make it stick better. And then, okay, let's work on the trans brake, make it easier because people had a hard time the last time. And then, boom, there we go, D170. Oh, don't worry about the sticker. Don't worry about the sticker. Don't worry about the crate. Don't worry about putting the Demon logo in the headlights. We'll just put the direct connection logo on the dang on lights, blah, blah, blah. And then there you go, a slap together 2023 Demon. That's honestly what I think would happen. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely get ready to go because like, and we've been talking about 3 hours. But like I said, I got videos coming. I'm gonna have a video for you guys tomorrow. Then I'm gonna have a video about Tim Kuniskis in his own words, saying that they did not want to get away from the Hemi. It was Carlos Tavares 100%, and I got him on video saying this. So I'm gonna release that video this week too. And then I'm trying to get this security stuff taken care of. So if anybody need to get that little security lockout done in their car, I'm gonna have the paperwork for that crap. Let me see what else I have. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the video about the spark plug gaps and all that crap. But I got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of me. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We're gonna go to sleep, son. Yeah. 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 We're going to sleep. We're going night-night. We're going to start snoring. Well, yeah. I'm going to see you guys later. Come on, boy. Let's go night-night, boy.